Welcome to Tiger Stadium on the campus of Bentonville High School, where tonight the Bentonville West Wolverines play host to your Conway Wampus Cats. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by Levi Gilbert. Stats Scott Taylor were in the stands high atop the visiting stands here tonight for the second round matchup in the playoffs between Conway and Bentonville West. Had a chance to talk to Coach Ashcraft yesterday. We'll have that communication with him next. Have that conversation, then we'll come back and we'll communicate with Levi Gilbert about what this team has to do to communicate a victory in week 2 of the playoffs and be playing the week of Thanksgiving. That's what we're trying to get done. It's Conway Corp Channel 5.
It's that time of year again when shopping can be good for your health. Join the fun November 16th through 18th for Dazzle Days at the Conway Expo Center. Get in the Christmas spirit with the shopping extravaganza, featuring merchants with home decor, jewelry, gift items, and so much more. Plus, the kids can visit with Santa. Don't forget your chance to win a new 2017 Ford Mustang convertible. Get your tickets today by calling 501-513-5191 or visit dazzledays.com, benefiting Conway Regional Health Foundation.
If something goes wrong with your heart, you can trust Conway Regional. Our cardiac specialists help save lives by having some of the state's fastest response times. We offer complete care, including a cath lab team, cardiac rehab experts. And if you need surgery, you'll go down the hallway, not the highway, to Conway's only heart surgery team. Complete cardiac care, completely in Conway. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Welcome to the Coach Clint Ashcraft Show. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by Coach Ashcraft. We get ready for round 2 of the state playoffs as we're on the road against Bentonville West. Prior to that, let's talk about the first round matchup against the Rogers Mounties. We wondered if Michael George would play. We hoped he wouldn't have to. He didn't have to. Talk about the job that Brennan Clark and Kerry McLean did.
Yeah, Brennan and Kerry both had about 100 yards apiece. I thought our offensive line did a good job taking care of them, and those two guys ran the ball hard. And, I thought Andrew really threw the ball well.
I thought he did too. That's what I was going to bring up next was the passing game. His numbers might not have been as impressive as they could have been because of the number of drops. He was putting the ball on his receivers' hands all night.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. We had 4 or 5 drops offensively. We dropped 3 picks on defense, and then they had a number of drops as well. I know one would have been a touchdown. So I don't know. Really cold. They're not used to it. I don't know what to attribute that to, but his numbers would have been a lot better.
There was a new face in the wide receiving core. Talk about the job Giovanni Johnson did.
Yeah, Giovanni, being a quarterback too, knows everything that we're doing. He's got a good feel for our offense, and he knows what all the receivers are responsible to do on each pass play. So that was kind of an easy transition. I know it's a new spot for him, but I thought he handled it pretty good.
Another week of getting some guys back healthy on defense. What about the progression of those guys?
Yeah, B.J. Jones is the only one that had never made it back. Big A. Kane's playing a lot better for us, and he gets better every week. He's getting some stamina built back up, so glad to have all those guys, Logan White and those guys, back.
Another perfect week for the special teams unit, especially Jordan Wicks and Nick McEwen and Reed Hughes snapping the ball to him.
Yeah, Jordan and Nick and Reed have done a great job all year. Jordan being a baseball player, I think it really helps him with his nerves. Nothing seems to rattle
right.
him, and I know there were a couple of times Friday night where he was looking at me like, "You gonna let me kick it?" And he's done a great job. Glad to have him.
Bentonville West, we rarely play a team we have no history with. We don't with the Wolverines. They're a young team, obviously last year. No seniors at all. There's a few more this year, but their primary playmakers look like they're juniors for the most part.
Yeah, they're very athletic. Maybe the best receiving core across the field. We've seen some good receivers, but they've got 4 that can really go, and they've got a quarterback he's really good too. So we're going to have our hands full.
And it'll be important to control your line of scrimmage, control your job offensively to keep their offense off the field.
Yeah, both lines are going to play well. It's like we told our kids, there's no bad teams left. Everybody's
right.
a good football team at this point and moving forward. So it's going to be big for our O-line and D-line to have great games.
This team, this group of Wampus Cats haven't played on Thursday night. I know you as a coaching staff, you've coached some Thursday night games back in the day against Catholic. Any change in that? Was it just everything moved up a day? Is that the only difference?
Yeah, we decided to go ahead and treat it like a normal week all the way through Monday through Wednesday. So Thursday we call it a mock game and cover a bunch of different situations. We just omitted that from our week. And, our guys have done that now 11 times, so if they're not familiar with the situations we cover, it's there's nothing else we can do.
Got to be some good feelings playing in the stadium we're going to be playing in. Last time we were there, got the win over Bentonville High.
Yeah, that is good. We know the logistics. We know where we're going to dress, where we're going to park, how we're going to set it up. All those things haven't been there, so I do think that's a plus.
Same for us, too. We'll be in the stands right behind you guys. We're excited about it. We'll kick it off soon. Bentonville West and Conway, round 2 of the state playoffs coming up on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
It's that time of year again when shopping can be good for your health. Join the fun November 16th through 18th for Dazzle Days at the Conway Expo Center. Get in the Christmas spirit with the shopping extravaganza, featuring merchants with home decor, jewelry, gift items, and so much more. Plus, the kids can visit with Santa. Don't forget your chance to win a new 2017 Ford Mustang convertible. Get your tickets today by calling 501-513-5191 or visit dazzledays.com, benefiting Conway Regional Health Foundation.
We welcome you back to Tiger Stadium. It's Jeff and Levi, and we are moments away from kickoff. The captains are at the middle of the field right now. Terrell Grimes, Zach Friedel, Keandre Clay, and Thomas Cloyd, left to right, are your captains for the Wampus Cats. All right, Levi, it's become our tradition before each game. We have worries, we have concerns. What do we have in week 2 of the playoffs?
Well, like I told you last week, Jeff, we're in the playoffs now, so I'm always worried, okay?
And before, I want people to see this.
And I'm bundled up.
Levi's the one dressed like it's a hockey game.
I'm going to stay warm tonight.
An outdoor hockey game.
I'm not worried about getting cold.
Okay, good.
But I am worried about a few things in the game tonight.
All right, let's see them.
Number 1, how healthy is Michael George?
Right.
Luckily, I've already found out the answer to that. He's near 100%. So he didn't play it all last week. He's had plenty of rest. That almost 1,800 rushing yards is going to be here tonight. Super excited about that. Number 2, the passing game needs to shine. It did really well last week against Rogers. To keep Bentonville West from stacking the box, that passing game is going to have to come up big, probably on third down a few times.
That's right.
So that running game can work as well. Number 3, defense. Keep them in front of you. We're probably playing the best receiver that we've played all year. I'm blanking on
Jaden Jackson.
Jaden Jackson.
Yeah, he's legit.
He's good. He's going to get his.
That's right.
That's okay, but make it hard. Keep them in front of you at all times. And my last worry tonight, eliminate penalties. That was the one negative from last week's 41-14 victory over Rogers. Was we committed a lot of unnecessary penalties.
That's
so
right.
Let's clean that up. I think we'll be in for a good game tonight.
The Wampus Cats are coming into this game really playing some good football. They had the slip up against Bryan a couple of weeks ago. Solid game against Rogers. And if anything, they're playing with a confidence that I don't know that I've seen a Wampus Cat team play with in a really long time. It is a Thursday night. As you heard Coach Ashcraft talk about, there was really no change to their routine. They didn't do their mock game, their practice game, their walkthrough that they normally do on Thursday because obviously we're playing a game on Thursday night. So the Cats and the Wolverines, obviously these two teams have never played. I say obviously because if you don't know the history, Bentonville West, well, they weren't a school 3 years ago. This is just the second year of their existence. Last year in their inaugural season, they went 3-8. They did host a playoff game in the first round a year ago against Cabot on this field. That did not go well for them.
No, it did not.
They lost 62-34. 62-34, the final score, with Cabot getting the victory a year ago. So this Bentonville West squad, they've never tasted success in the playoffs. And there's something to be said for that. Our guys are coming off a very impressive performance a week ago. They come in with some confidence, and we'll see how they perform against the Bentonville West squad that kind of rolled through people. They won their first 9 games. We're playing some great football. And then on this field, in what was an electric atmosphere 2 weeks ago, they lost to the Bentonville Tigers 37-26.
And my hope tonight for this Conway team is maybe Bentonville West comes in still a little down from that loss, because that's the only loss they had all season, comes right at the end of the regular season, keeps them from getting that 1 seed over their arch nemesis, Bentonville. By the way, there are some Bentonville fans over here on the Conway side.
That's right.
I talked to them. They are rooting for Conway tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, actively here to root for Conway.
Very good. Well, we'll take them. We'll need all the help we can get, because even though the fans are not stacked as they were a couple of weeks ago, still certainly a lot more Bentonville West fans here, as you would imagine, than Conway fans. But I'll tell you, just like we've gotten used to, a lot of Wampus Cats made the trip up here on Thursday night to Northwest Arkansas, and you're watching the game live along with them. We want to say it up front. Thank you to Conway Regional Health System. Thank you for sponsoring this broadcast and everything we do with Wampus Cat Athletics the last couple of years. Because of Conway Regional Health System, we're able to broadcast this game back live to Conway and around the world on conwaycorp.com/WC2Go. And we would love to hear from you. I know we've got fans and family members of players down in Louisiana who are watching. We'll tell you about that as we go along. Wherever you are, find us on Twitter at 5 Sports Live. You can tweet at us or find us on Facebook, 5 Sports Live there, or Conway Corp, wherever you find us on Facebook, and let us know that you're watching. We love these road games. They're so much fun for us, and we are hoping that we bring a second-round victory for the Wampus Cats back home against these Wolverines. To begin the game, kicking off will be Ryan Matt. The Wampus Cats will get the football to begin. And a whistle before we even get started. So all of that buildup, all of that hype, all those words I've been thinking about saying didn't matter.
We got a lively crowd on our side over here, too.
We do. In fact, the only people not standing right now making noise are those Bentonville fans. They're gonna have to get up. Gotta act like they're one of us.
I love it. They're just wearing their Bentonville shirts. I did. I was like, "Are you guys rooting for Conway tonight?" And they're like, "Oh yeah."
That's fantastic. This is, of course, been the home of Bentonville West for their 2 years of existence. They have a field at their campus, which is west of here in Centerton, but it's got stands, a few stands, and a scoreboard and things. But it isn't ready to host a game of this magnitude. Next year it will be, but for now it is not ready. So Bentonville West plays on Thursday night. Bentonville High will play here tomorrow night. Now, if Bentonville West would have won the game against Bentonville 2 weeks ago, then it would be Bentonville High playing their game tonight. It wasn't because Bentonville West doesn't have their own stadium that they're playing on Thursday as a result of that loss. All right, following the penalty, that backs them up 5 yards. We'll see what West has in store. Brian Pratt is their head coach. Little pooch kick, bounces at the 30-yard line. Is bouncing around, and Will Kennedy is going to pick it up. Much too exciting for an opening kickoff. 1st and 10 Wampus Cats at the 31-yard line.
And Stats was calling it right from the beginning. You know, they get the 5-yard penalty. Our front line moved up a little bit, but that middle line kind of stayed back, and maybe they were a little bit too far back on that one.
Well, that's why he's the best in the business.
Right?
He spots many things like that. Here come the Wampus Cats. L.J. Hansberry is your starting center. Lance Rogers and Keandre Clay are next to him at the guard slots. The tackles are Nate Turner and Thomas Cloyd. Chris Anderson's in the game, and Michael George is in the game next to Andrew Rhea. And the first carry of the night for Michael George, he is pushed backwards a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down. Kobe Anderson makes the stop for the Wolverines. Nick Richmond and Joe Thomas are on the field. Chris Patterson joins Chris Anderson with this current set. All right, 1-yard loss. It's 2nd down and 11. Michael George, the leading rusher in the 7A this year, missed last week. He's back on the field now. Stop for a short gain again. Hunter Swoboda making the stop, and it will be 3rd down.
This is what I was talking about, Jeff, in my worries is this passing offense is going to have to convert on 3rd down tonight so that we can keep Bentonville West from doing what they're doing, which is stacking that line of scrimmage.
We saw Giovanni Johnson at wide receiver a week ago, and we see him for the first time tonight in this set. Andrew Rhea, senior quarterback for the Wampus Cats. 3rd down. Andrew, a huge game a week ago, 4 touchdowns against Rogers. George provides a block. Andrew steps out of it. Going to have to run for the 1st down. He will be taken down at the 32-yard line, and it will be 3 and out. The Wampus Cat offense unable to get going on their first possession.
Good job by Rhea there, not trying to force something. That offensive line gave him a little bit of time but he's flushed out to the right and just nothing there, you know. Sometimes you just got to take what you can get, punt, flip the field, and live for another possession.
35-yard average on the punts for Will Kennedy this year. Jackson Prince is back deep to receive for the Wolverines. They're trying to get it, and the punt is blocked. The first blocked punt the Wampus Cats have given up this year, and it's going to result in big field position advantage for the Wolverines. Pearson recovers the blocked punt, and the Wolverines have it 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
About to see what this Conway team is made of. Can they weather this fierce storm coming from Bentonville West to start this game?
Darnell Washington hustles on. He plays corner. Jaden Jackson is in the slot. Handoff to Smallwood. He pushes Terrell Grimes to the way. And Matt Lloyd will push Smallwood out of bounds for a short loss. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah. Nice job there by Grimes. Couldn't quite finish, but Matt Lloyd and this Wampus Cat linebacker core playing great horizontally there, not giving him anywhere to go.
Friedel and Doby along with Grimes are the defensive linemen. Lloyd, Walter, Fusilier, and Jackson Freeman are your starting linebackers. Handoff to Smallwood. Short gain. It'll be 3rd down. Matt Lloyd steps up, makes another stop. 112 tackles on the year now for Lloyd. Here comes that money down we've talked so much about, and this is a big one. We are in the stands, so if you see your television or screen shaking, it's not you, it's here. 3rd down and 9. Will Jarrett, he will throw into the corner of the end zone. The catch is made. That is Jackson Prince. He's their number 2 receiver, but he's a good one as well. And he makes the catch, and the Wolverines take advantage of the block punt and score to take a 6-0 lead.
Not much you can do right there if you're Tyler Banks. I mean, he played great coverage one-on-one, got a hand in there and everything, but just an outstanding play by Prince to bring that down. I'd be interested to see if he got a foot in, because it looked like maybe Banks had kind of rolled him out of bounds, but they get the call.
Blake McDoulet will attempt the extra point, and it is good. The Wolverines take a 7-0 lead with 9:16 to play in the first quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
It's that time of year again when shopping can be good for your health. Join the fun November 16th through 18th for Dazzle Days at the Conway Expo Center. Get in the Christmas spirit with the shopping extravaganza, featuring merchants with home decor, jewelry, gift items, and so much more. Plus, the kids can visit with Santa. Don't forget your chance to win a new 2017 Ford Mustang convertible. Get your tickets today by calling 501-513-5191 or visit dazzledays.com, benefiting Conway Regional Health Foundation.
All right, well, for those of us who are Wampus Cat fans and don't try to hide it, that's not the best way for the night to start. 3 and out and a blocked punt and then a touchdown pass for the Wolverines. They're up 7-0 a couple of minutes in.
Yeah, obviously not what you wanted if you're a Conway Wampus Cat fan. But hey, this offense, they're gonna have to stand up to it right now, because 3 and out, that was rough the last, and then to get the blocked punt as well. We're gonna have to see what this offense is made of.
Matt will kick off. Same kick as before, and it'll be taken at the 30-yard line by Jackson Freeman. Jackson returns it to the 35, and that's where the Cats will take over 1st and 10. Michael George back on the field, first time in a week. They've got to give him some space. He's going to have to get himself going again. You know, he's not going to get negative yardage every time he touches the ball, but it'll be good to see him kind of get his bearings back, and playing every week and playing so well every week and missing a week, he's got to get back going. It's important for him to get hot.
Yeah, I imagine there's some jitters, you know, after missing
Sure.
a week like that.
George behind Rhea, and they will hand the ball off to him. 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down. Tucker Swoboda on the stop. Hunter Swoboda was there as well. The brothers, transfers from Joe T. Robinson, came up to play their high school football at Bentonville West. Nick Richmond and Joe Thomas are on the field. They're on the top and the bottom respectively Chris Anderson and Chris Patterson in as well. Rhea will throw. Looking into double coverage for Nick Richmond. It's knocked away. There is no flag. Slade Pearson and Jason Glockler on the coverage, and it's 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that was some tough coverage there for Richmond as he gets doubled up. If could have got the ball a little bit more out front and to the left, he might have been able to beat him out there, but a little bit behind him.
There's a pretty good wind blowing tonight, and it is blowing from the southeast. And so the way you're looking at the field, this field is running north and south the way you're looking right to left. And so he was throwing into the teeth of that. Hand off to Michael George. Michael to the first down marker and beyond. Move the chains for the Cats. It's a Conway Regional Health System first down.
And that type of play just shows how much confidence that this coaching staff has in that offensive line, and of course in Michael George on 3rd and
7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 to go to the ground and be confident that you can pick up a first down.
Trips to the top. It's Richmond, Thomas, and Johnson. 1st and 10. On the ground to Michael George. Michael George running like Michael George to the 42-yard line. George had such a fantastic year. 1,800 yards on the ground. 22 touchdowns on the ground. And protected the football so well. In over 220 carries this year, he put it on the ground once.
Yeah, and that was early.
All year, yes.
Yeah, early in the season, too.
1st down and 10 for the Cats. Stay on the ground. Running behind Thomas Cloyd. Short gain, it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's just natural to have those jitters,
Sure.
First possession coming out, big playoff game on the road, even though you've been here already once this season, playing a different team, of course, but you can just see it in the offensive line play. They're getting movement now on this possession they were not getting on that first one.
Yeah, the movement was backwards before. It is now the direction that we want it to go. 2nd down and 7. Rhea hand it off to Michael George. He is hit once, hit a 2nd time, and dropped to the 33-yard line.
Ping-ponging a little bit there, or some pinball, human pinball.
Chris Bush makes the stop. Ryan Keeley in there as well. 3rd down and 2, and for the first time tonight, we'll see the Rhino. A week ago, the Rhino was run with Giovanni Johnson taking the snap. Michael George being back means he will take the snap. 3rd and 2. Kennedy in motion. The snap. George hesitates, falls forward. He will be close. The line to gain is the 32. It looks like he may just be about a half yard short of that.
And this is probably 4-down territory for this team.
Yeah, this would be 4th and less than a yard. Into the wind, it would be close to a 50-yard field goal attempt. So the Cats will go for it, and it will be the Rhino once again. A little different set this time. Kennedy not going in motion. The snap. George waits. It's going to depend on the spot. It looked like he got a little bit of momentum, but I think they're going to call it short. Gleckler on the stop, and they will say lost a little bit. So the Wampus Cats on their 2nd possession turn the ball over on downs. We're halfway through the first quarter, 6:14 to go. The time on the scoreboard, 6:14 to go in the first quarter. The Wolverines leading 7-0.
Tough spot, a tough way for that possession to end for Conway, because one of your biggest defensive strategies if you're Conway is having long sustained drives with that run game, and that has just not happened here in these first 2 possessions.
Jarrett, there'll be a flag on the Wolverines as just about everybody on the field moved. We mentioned a couple of times about Jaden Jackson, number 1, their receiver that's in the slot to the near side. He is an interesting story, 6'2", 175-pound junior. He moved to Centerton, which is where Bentonville West is located, back in junior high from Philadelphia. Jarrett throwing over the middle. Catch is made. Will Kennedy makes the tackle on Stefan Banda. And this is what they do. They throw the ball about 70-75% of the time, Levi, and so they will strike quickly. They have scored a lot of points this year.
And they like the matchup they see, is they don't want Conway to have time to get different personnel on the field.
Direct snap to Jaden Jackson. Taken down at the 24-yard line. It'll be second down. So Jackson moved here in junior high, and in his 2 years at Bentonville West, he was the first all-state selection in the school's history, and just this past week received his 6th Division I offer as a junior. Jarrett throws out to Jackson. He gets a block on the edge, pushed out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Yeah,
Miller gets the stop.
You hinted at it. When you look at just their breakdown in offensive production this year, they really haven't gained that much more yards than Conway has, but the way they do it is different. It's 70% passing, 30% run. Conway's a little bit more balanced around the 60-40 range.
They have an offensive coordinator that is a familiar name to football fans in our state. It's Casey Dick. Casey Dick is the offensive coordinator for the Wolverines. Zach Friedel gets a sack at the 20-yard line. Loss on the play. That is going to be second down, and Zach's 6th sack on the season. Replay of one of Michael George's runs earlier in the game. Back to the defense here. Loss of 3 on the Zach Friedel sack.
His 6th sack and Conway's 21st sack on the year.
Good look at the senior, Zach Friedel. Handoff to Jackson. He waits, finds some room. Still on his feet, down to the 9-yard line. And it will be third down. He's one of those guys that he kind of looks like he's on skates when he runs.
yeah.
Like there was a guy that very much like that we saw on this field back in week 3.
Yeah, and when
Bentonville High.
When you talk about that, it just the adjective that comes to mind is effortless. They just make it look like they're not even moving fast, but they really are. It's deceptive.
5 wide receivers on third down and a quarterback run. Taken down at the 6. It'll be close. We'll see the spot for Will Jarrett. They're going to put it at the 6-yard line. Corlin McKinney steps up and makes the stop. He and Kane Aaron join Zach Friedel on the field on this drive. It is going to be first down. They gave him the mark. So it's first and goal from the 6-yard line. Wampus Cats trailing 7-0. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the opening quarter. A fast-moving opening quarter. Cats looking to keep the Wolverines out of the end zone. A little cutback screen. Good for a touchdown. Second of the night for Jackson Prince.
And already here we've seen multiple ways that this passing game can get you if you're this Conway defense. This time, just a perfectly executed screen over on the left.
McDoulet to attempt the extra point. So the Cats find themselves down by 2 scores in the first 8 minutes of the game. It is going to be important for them to have a drive here offensively that does something positive and something that ends in some points.
Yeah, we haven't really seen this Conway team have to play from far behind this year. I mean, the North Little Rock game comes to mind, and the Bryant game, that just happened late. You know,
Right.
They were leading that game into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 7 minutes to go. They scored 21 straight. 13-0 right now. 3:50 to play in the first quarter. Extra point is good, and it's 14-0. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
If you answered yes to any of those things, then working out with Sasquatch is for you.
14-0, the Bentonville West Wolverines are up early. Wampus Cats sending the special team unit on the field for the third time to receive a kickoff already in tonight's game. Wolverines took the opening kickoff, sent it to the Wampus Cats, and have scored twice, and now a very short kick taken by Ricky Fuller. So the Cats will have good field position at the 43-yard line. Now they got to do something with it, Levi.
Yeah, yeah, they do. 14. I'm trying to think the last time they were down by 14 points. I guess it had to have been that North Little Rock game back in like week 5 or 6.
And they lost that one by 10.
We haven't seen this team have to play from behind very much this year.
Right.
They've been so dominant with that run game and building these leads over the course of, a half or 3 quarters. This is an odd feeling for this Conway team and these Conway fans.
Michael George is going to cut the lead in half. 7A's leading rusher into the end zone. A 57-yard touchdown run by Michael George, and the Cats are on the board.
And when you can do that, that helps.
Helps so much.
And it's the second effort here as he gets into the line, and he just never gives up. Even doesn't matter how much contact he gets, he's going to keep pumping those legs, and he just spins out to the left and sees that daylight. No one could catch him.
He did not score in the first game of the year against Springdale. He has scored in every game he has played in since. 10 straight games now with a touchdown. Reed Hughes will snap to Nick McEwen, who will hold, and Jordan Wicks will kick. And the lead has been cut in half. 3:37 to play in the first quarter. It's Bentonville West 14, Conway 7. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5. So a 57-yard touchdown run by Michael George. It's exactly what the Wampus Cats needed, trailing by 14. Needed something positive to bring these fans back into it, and boy, that did it. Hey, if you're watching tonight live, we appreciate it. Let us know on 5 Sports Live on Twitter and on Facebook. Find us and let us know you're watching there as well. Levi, what you got?
Yeah, my good friend Amy Trickett watching from home tonight. She says, go Jeff and Levi and Conway Cats. So excited to watch and listen to you two. Great job. Appreciate that. Amy Trick. I just call her Trick.
Trick.
Short, but yeah.
Jordan Wicks will kick off. Short kick that's taken at the 23-yard line. Matt Lloyd will knock it loose. Fumble on the play, and it went out of bounds. Levi. He had it in his hands.
Oh, man.
He had it in his hands, Levi.
Those are the bounces that haunt you.
A big hit, though. Matt Lloyd knocked it loose, and it was in the arms of the Wampus Cat, and it bounced out of bounds. So Wolverines will keep control of it.
Aunt Tam watching, cheering on Jackson Freeman and the rest of the Cats from Houma, Louisiana. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that
Houma,
correct.
I think. Isn't
Houma.
it Houma, Louisiana?
I've only been to Louisiana twice, so
really
not as familiar.
I think it's Houma. Houma?
Yes.
1st and 10 Wolverines. They caught a big break there because that ball was about to be turned over. Jarrett throws complete. They have got so many weapons in the wide receiving core. That pass was complete to Jonas Higson, a good-sized sophomore, 6'2", 205. Move the chains for the Wolverines. 1st and 10 at the 49.
Yeah, Jarrett had all day back there, and he reads this zone and just finds that soft spot in the middle for a big gain.
He's thrown for over 3,000 yards. Gets away from the pressure and throws deep. Catch is made. Open field tackle made by Roman Aaron. He found Stefan Banda. Jackson Freeman had him dead to rights. Couldn't get to him, and Jarrett got loose and found his receiver. 1st and goal for the Wolverines. Hand off to Smallwood. folded up at the 4-yard line. Tackle was made by Jordan Doby over there, I believe. 2nd and goal.
We've seen how dangerous Jarrett is when he has time, but just as dangerous when you rush him out of the pocket and he's able to escape.
Yeah, that was a huge play in the game. If they're able to get in the end zone here after the near turnover on the kick. Smallwood, nowhere to go. It will be 3rd down and goal. Aaron, Roman, and Kane both coming off the pile.
Yeah, Kane Aaron, he just crashes down from that right end position. Wraps him up, brings him down. So nice to have him back.
Yes. 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Big down here for the Wampus Cat defense. Movement. Should back him up 5 yards, and it will. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 8. We'll get Sauls on the movement. 3rd and goal from the 8. 2:22 to play in the first quarter. Cats trailing by a touchdown to Bentonville West. Jarrett will throw on 3rd and goal, tipped. Incomplete. Was that Matt Lloyd that got up?
I think it was Will Kennedy.
Will Kennedy got up. So that brings up 4th down and 8, and that's going to force a field goal attempt.
What a huge deflection, too. Big 3rd down play, and Will Kennedy, the senior. Every time I think of him now, I have that image burned in my mind of him sitting on the sideline after the Bryant game. He's leaving it all out on the field tonight.
25-yard field goal attempt for McDoulet. Kick is up, and it's a 10-point lead for the Wolverines. 2:14 to play in the first quarter. It's Bentonville West 17, Conway 7. Back in 30 seconds on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, my name is Ashley Mann, and I would like for you to join me on my show, Breathe Yoga, on Channel 5. Each episode will consist of a 30-minute yoga practice that will help you along your yoga journey, whether you are new to yoga or an advanced practitioner. So if you've always wanted to try yoga but didn't know where to begin, join me on Breathe Yoga, only on Channel 5.
So a good stop by the Wampus Cat defense. Will Kennedy goes up, deflects the pass, it falls incomplete. Field goal is good by McDoulet, and it is 17-7.
Got some fans watching online. Amy Trickett coming back again saying, that's Michael Georgia. I'm assuming she's talking about the 57-yard
I would assume,
touchdown
yes.
run earlier. And then our friend Kimberly Rapp, she's watching from home. She wanted to be here but couldn't. We understand Thursday night is a hard trip to make.
Absolutely.
She says, thank goodness for you guys. When Wampus Cats to go, go Cats.
2:11 to go in the first quarter. The winner plays the winner of North Little Rock and Fort Smith Northside. That game to be played tomorrow night like everything else in the state. We're the only game in the state tonight. Will Kennedy returns the ball to the 25-yard line, and the Cats will have it there 1st and 10. Trey Travis kicked off that time, a different kickoff man for Coach Brian Pratt.
Still trying to catch my breath after that return. Brennan Clark and I missed the other Wampus Cat. They tag teamed to pancake someone over here on the left side of the field. Whew.
Chris Anderson in the game, number 5. He is the tight end on the near side. H-back is Chris Patterson. Michael George is behind Andrew Rhea. Pass complete to Nick Richmond. Rhea to Richmond. Nick Richmond out to the 40-yard line. They'll put him down at the 39. That's good for a first down. Move to chains for the Cats. A Conway Regional Health System first down.
And Conway's going to have to mix it up like that on first down. You can't get predictable against this defense, especially down 10 points. You're going to have to find ways to mix it up and keep drives alive. Love to see them getting that first down with a first down pass.
Richmond and Thomas move to the near side. That's the wide side of the field where the football is. George finds the edge and more. Michael George pulling away. Will be found at the 15-yard line. Levi Rutherford makes the stop on Michael George as he pulled away from everyone but Rutherford. He is the leading tackler for this Wolverine team. He makes the stop that saves the touchdown.
And I think that's the only place you see that slightly lingering injury is that breakaway speed. He's not quite able to get away. Already over 100 yards now, 11 carries, 131, and a score.
Minute and a half, the clock runs here in the first quarter. Cats looking to get on the board again. It'll be George. Running behind L.J. Hansberry and Lance Rogers and Nate Turner there to the left.
Brings up second down.
Opono Doctorello, one of the all-name team guys in
Right?
Arkansas football. Oh, Opono Doctorello.
Very rhythmic. It had
I like
a
it, yeah.
hip-hop vibe to it.
Did it?
Yeah, the way you said it.
If I'm anything, it's hip-hop.
Yeah, of course.
Andrew Rhea will drop back into the pistol formation. Second down and 7 on the ground. Michael George tackled inside the 10, and it will be third down with a half a minute to play in the opening quarter. Hunter Swoboda makes the stop.
Depending what happens here, I think it might sound crazy, but I think it might be 4-down territory here because you got to keep getting sixes on the board if you want to keep up with this Bentonville West offense.
The game clock is down to 10. The play clock never started. Cats are going to go ahead and run a play here. Andrew Rhea throws into the corner of the end zone, and it falls incomplete. 2 seconds to go. I'm a little surprised they didn't just let the clock run out there before they attempted anything, because now they're going to kick a field goal into the wind. And the play clock it never started, which it wouldn't, if it would have started, time would have run out before they had to snap the play.
Yeah, and also if you let the clock run out there, you just get a little bit extra breather for your offensive line. Settle, get to pick the exact play that you want in that situation.
All right, well, instead it'll be a field goal attempt, a 25-yard field goal attempt straight on for Jordan Wicks. Flag on the play before anything can happen. It is going to be against the Wolverines. The Cats are going to get a first down thanks to a mistake. Offsides on Bentonville West. What a break for the Wampus Cats.
Right. Those are the breaks you need if you're going to come back in this one.
You know what? And I think I know so much about football strategy. Well, that was exactly what they were trying to do.
Oh, yeah, right.
It
right,
worked.
Right, yeah. That was their plan all along, yeah, of course.
All right, so first and goal for the Wampus Cats at the 4-yard line.
I will say I've never seen Coach Rainey run down the field as quickly as he did after that penalty.
Showed some pre-Michael George injury speed. All right. Giovanni Johnson in the game at quarterback. 2 seconds to play in the first quarter. Michael George falls in, or is he short? Touchdown! Michael George is in from 4 yards out, and the Cats trail 17-13.
Man, oh man, Michael George has come alive these last 2 possessions.
And did they ever need him to come alive? The Wampus Cats looking for the extra
wait,
point.
no, I think they're reversing the call there.
Now they're going to say it's the end of the quarter.
I think they're saying that he was short because I heard him say second down.
Well, the one official came in and obviously had his arms up. We are, as we've mentioned throughout the year, when we broadcast from the stands, we are across the way, so any announcements are made towards the opposite side. Everybody, the teams are going to the sideline, so we're going to take a break here, and we'll come back. 60 seconds, we'll straighten all this out on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Fitness is about so much more than exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center is your source for comprehensive, medical-based health and fitness programs. Dedicated to improving the wellness of those within our community, we offer something for everyone in the family. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center, over 20 years of health and wellness in our community.
All right, so when they straighten everything out, as the scoreboard shows you there, it is 17-7. The official that came in and had his arms raised was overruled. And so take the 6 points off the board, but the Cats will have it. Second down and goal from inside the 1 yard line. So Michael George did not get the 4-yard touchdown run. We'll see if he gets a chance here at a 1-yard touchdown run, and he will. And he will fight and lose a yard. It'll be third down and goal from the 2. Hunter Swoboda makes the stop. So now third down for the Wampus Cats. This is big, and they're going to go fast. Rhea waits for the snap from L.J. Hansberry. Michael George dives, puts the ball forward, and he will be short. It is going to be fourth down inside the 1 yard line. Fourth and goal from inside the 1. Cats will go for it with the Rhino. Absolutely huge moment in this game early on. The Cats thought they were in the end zone, and now 3 plays later, they got to try it again. Fourth down and goal from inside the 1. The Rhino to George. He'll hand the ball off to Brennan Clark. Clark fights his way forward, and he is in. Brennan Clark scores from a yard out. He will not be denied. Put the 6 on the board for the Wampus Cats.
I'm so gun shy after the last, what we thought was a touchdown call.
So it is 17-13 officially now. Just took a minute and 3 seconds to do that. And now Jordan Wicks will attempt the extra point. Try to make this a 3-point game. (17-14). Wampus Cats trail by 3 against Bentonville West. We're in round 2 of the state playoffs, and you're watching live tonight. We're back in 30 seconds on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, I'm Robin Dyer, and welcome to Burn. It's time to work out. This workout is going to be quick, something you can do at home for your busy lifestyle. Give me about half an hour, and I'm going to help you find your breathless edge. This is the workout that's going to be suited just for you. So come join me and let's get fit together.
(17-14). Wampus Cat coaching staff looking for an explanation about how that first call was reversed. We're not in a college or pro game that allows for that, but it sure seemed like the line judge, I assume he's a line judge. If he's not, Brooke Smith will let us know, our resident expert. But it, regardless, took a little while longer, but the Cats have cut the lead to 17-14. Now the Wolverines have had some short fields tonight, and they've taken advantage of it. We need a big stop here by the Wampus Cat defense.
Well, and this defense has had plenty of rest the last few minutes. Ooh, nice bounce there for Conway.
Yeah, it almost went out of bounds. So it'll be a touchback. And the Wampus Cat defense, they've got some life about them. They should be bouncing around. The offensive show, they can move the ball on this West team.
Got a few more people checking in online tonight.
Right.
Anthony Nails says this alumnus is watching from Arkadelphia. Go Cats.
Nice.
Daryl McFate.
Yeah, Daryl McFate. Good guy.
Driving, but got to find some defense. Let's find it right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's watch. Zach Friedel, Jordan Doby with the defensive ends. Big Corlin McKinney. He's got his nose over the ball. Jarrett to throw, pressured. How about that stop? Tez Miller says no, sir. Stefan Banda, the senior, makes the catch and gets slung down. Tez Miller.
Good job by the secondary, holding their own with these receivers as Jarrett had to go to his check down option over on the right. Then you got a guy like Tez Miller playing hard tonight.
Game. You got to keep an eye on number 1. That is Jaden Jackson. Best receivers in the state, according to a lot of the observers here in Northwest Arkansas. Tez Miller has him, and they're going to look for him. Tez Miller had his hands on it. He was in position for the interception, couldn't quite pull it down. They were looking for Jaden Jackson. That's quite a mismatch when it comes to height.
Right.
6'2" versus 5'8", and our 5'8" guy got him.
He was playing big there, and great job by him because they were man on man. Conway was bringing the house with the blitz on the left side. Miller does a great job.
Third down and 10. Jarrett will roll. Pressured. Fumble. Will Kennedy. Scoop and score. No flags on the field. The Wampus Cats have taken the lead.
That's what this defense needed right there. Not only a stop, but getting a turnover. They've already forced a fumble earlier in the game. Couldn't quite get it. This defense relentless here. Coverage great.
Jackson Freeman knocked it loose. Will Kennedy got into the end zone, and the Cats are on top 20-17.
And that's what's so dangerous about Will Kennedy. We've seen him 95-yard interception return in the regular season. When he sees the ball, he's not thinking just get on it and cover. He's thinking get it and put 6 on the board.
Jordan Wicks will attempt the extra point. Good job by Nick McEwen to get a high snap down, and it's good. The Wampus Cats lead Bentonville West 21-17. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
If something goes wrong with your heart, you can trust Conway Regional. Our cardiac specialists help save lives by having some of the state's fastest response times. We offer complete care, including a cath lab team, cardiac rehab experts. And if you need surgery, you'll go down the hallway, not the highway, to Conway's only heart surgery team. Complete cardiac care, completely in Conway. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
The Wampus Cats have the lead 21-17 thanks to a defensive touchdown. Jackson Freeman will make the ball come loose. Watch this. Freeman hits it and then picked up at the 16-yard line, and Will Kennedy ran really fast into the end zone.
Ooh, oh my. Well, he only had to beat an offensive lineman. I'm going to take Will Kennedy in that matchup.
He did pull away, didn't he? All right, 17-yard fumble recovery and return by Will Kennedy, and the Cats are on top 21-17 against this dangerous Wolverine team. Jordan Wicks.
Oh, man.
Wicks makes the stop. It's fantastic.
Now, I would prefer that our kicker doesn't have to make a stop,
That's
but
true.
If it's going to happen, do it in style like Jordan Wicks just did.
All right, 1st and 10. Daryl McFade, anything else you want? He asked for a defensive stop, and he got it. Defense showed up in a huge way on that last drive. The Wolverines have had the ball 4 times. There have been 4 scores, 3 for them and 1 for us. Hand off to Smallwood. Nowhere to go, and he'll just run out of bounds. 2nd down and 10.
I've done something. I got to figure this out.
Therese Smallwood, who is their running back, 757 yards on the year. Loss of 1 on the play. It is 2nd down and 11. As Levi mentioned earlier, they're about a 70-30, maybe 75-25% pass play to run. Cats are on top 21-17. If you're watching tonight, let somebody know. The Cats are on TV. They're online. ConwayCorp.com/WC to go. Sacked! Zach Friedel! Call him Sack Friedel! 7th on the year, and that's huge! Back at the 26-yard line. It is 3rd down.
What a play. This defense has come to life here in the second quarter, and it's all started with the way the secondary has been able to hold their coverage.
3rd down and 24. Jarrett, here comes the pressure again. Kane Aaron trying to get to him. Jarrett throws the ball into the stands, and it is 4th down. The Wampus Cat defense flying around and making plays. They have come to life, like you said, Levi.
Yeah, and it's the secondary. The secondary is holding their own in coverage, which is giving that defensive line time to make big plays, or giving Jackson Freeman time to make a play off the edge and force a turnover. Whew, can't breathe, Jeff.
14 straight points scored by the Wolverines. Since then, the Cats have outscored them 21-3 in getting the ball back. Spiraling punt that goes out of bounds, and the Cats will have it 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line with 9:02 to play in the first half.
Oh, man.
If you are watching tonight, and we know a lot of you are, check in with us on Facebook, 5 Sports Live, at 5 Sports Live on Twitter. I think I just saw a Facebook post that came in from Pamela Banks. She's watching from Jacksonville, Florida tonight. Pamela Banks is Michael George's mama. We heard from her last year when she was watching the game following a hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
She's watching tonight and watching her boy play some great football once again. Miss Pamela, good to have you in the crowd.
Get to that edge.
Nick Richmond. Richmond! Pushed out of bounds late, and there comes the flag.
Yes!
The Wolverines making some mistakes. The Wampus Cats with all the momentum right now.
We saw them run that bubble screen, I think it was in the first quarter, and get a nice 12, 13-yard gain. And when they ran it before, he couldn't get out to the outside. That's where it gets dangerous with that Nick Richmond speed, if he can cut it out to the edge.
Tackle was made at the 29-yard line, but following the penalty, the Cats will have even better field position, and they will have the ball 1st and 10, a Conway Regional Health System 1st down. Jeff Matthews and Levi Gilbert with you tonight in the stands at Bentonville High School. Good crowd of Wampus Cats made the trip up to Northwest Arkansas on Thursday night. It's fun to experience Northwest Arkansas 5 o'clock traffic. Sarcasm is thick. It was not fun trying to make our way up the highway. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. 3 wideouts to the far side. Hand the ball off to Michael George. Michael brought down at the 13. 2nd down upcoming. Stop made by Chris Bush.
And if you're Conway, you can't let off the gas here. You've got to get in the end zone and keep putting pressure on this Bentonville West offense.
Leading 21-17. Yeah, they have decided to bring the heat on Jarrett, the junior quarterback, and it worked on the last couple of possessions. I formation. The pitch to Michael George. He got a block. He cuts it upfield. He finds the end zone. Michael George, Pamela's son, in the end zone. 24th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cats extend their lead over Bentonville West. Jordan Wicks on to attempt the extra point. 8:17 to play in the first half. The Cats are up 10 with the extra point to follow. 60 straight extra points on the year for Jordan Wicks. The Cats are on top of Bentonville West, 28-17. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Prevent break-ins with Conway Corp Home Security. Arm windows and doors with sensors plus motion detectors throughout the house. All monitored 24/7. See inside and out with live video feed and control it all with your all-in-one touchscreen panel or from your mobile device. We make it easy to protect what matters. Security for you, powered by us.
Michael George into the end zone again for the Wampus Cats. It's 28-17. Cats are on top, Levi.
Got another live check-in with Daryl McFate. Says George equals beast.
Yeah, right? What a game for Michael George as he continues to have big games this year. Cats are up 28-17. They have outscored the Wolverines 28-3 since the midway point of the first quarter. Touchback following Jordan Wick's kickoff, and the Cats will send the defense back out. Going to send Zach Friedel, Corlin McKinney, and Jordan Doby out to provide the pressure. Those linebackers, boy, they're playing good tonight as well. Garrett Fusilier, Matt Lloyd, Jackson Freeman's got family watching tonight. Great to hear from them. Extra cornerback in as Tez Miller, along with Darnell Washington and Tyler Banks, providing a little bit of extra coverage on this talented receiving core. First down and 10. Screen pass out. Good open field tackle made by Tez Miller. Boy, Tez is playing good tonight. Stephen Banda with the catch, and he is stopped. It'll be second down.
Right? Who's playing harder than Tez Miller right now?
Nobody right now. Roman Aaron is in the game. Will Kennedy steps up. He is in the coverage on Jonas Higson. 7:42 and the clock runs here in the first half. The Cats have exploded for 28 points. Swing pass, low to Jackson
on the
Prince.
ground.
They're going to say that catch was made. Miller makes the stop, but it looked like it was on the ground.
Prince paid the price, too. Flag comes in. I wonder if they're going to...
Coach Ashcraft is standing here at the 36-yard lines with his arms outstretched. I don't know if we've got a replay of the catch or not. It sure did look like the ball was on the ground. Here's the replay.
Hard to say there, but they're going to...
Sure did.
They're going to get Conway with a targeting penalty here.
So instead of an incomplete pass, it will be a complete pass and a stop and a targeting call. And the football will go all the way out to midfield. The Wolverines will have it there, 1st and 10.
That's a rough 15-yard addition to the end of that play.
So 1st and 10. Jarrett pressured. Now will throw. Out of bounds, 2nd down and 10.
Some extracurricular activity going on in the middle of the field.
A whole lot of extracurricular activity. I can't tell who that is for us. Is it Corlin McKinney, 92? It was Michael Toney for them, 74.
52.
52 for us, that's Jordan Doby. He got his helmet ripped off. It looked like by Michael Toney.
Well, the lineman that he was jawing with had pinned him to the ground and just was continuing to push him into the turf.
Doby runs off and will take a second to get his wits about him, get his helmet back on. 2nd down and 10. Yeah, the intensity level is at about 12 right now, Levi. 2nd and 10. Swing pass out to Smallwood. Taken down at the 37-yard line. Move the chains for the Wolverines. 1st and 10. Fantastic atmosphere here tonight. It's a Thursday night, only game in the state. Hope you are enjoying it wherever you're watching. Let us know at 5 Sports Live where you're watching football tonight. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
It's that time of year again when shopping can be good for your health. Join the fun November 16th through 18th for Dazzle Days at the Conway Expo Center. Get in the Christmas spirit with the shopping extravaganza, featuring merchants with home decor, jewelry, gift items, and so much more. Plus, the kids can visit with Santa. Don't forget your chance to win a new 2017 Ford Mustang convertible. Get your tickets today by calling 501-513-5191 or visit dazzledays.com, benefiting Conway Regional Health Foundation.
28-17 is our score. The Wampus Cats have got the lead It was 14 straight points that Bentonville West scored to begin the game. A couple of touchdown passes from Will Jarrett to Jackson Prince. Got them on the board early, and it looked like it was all Bentonville West. And Michael George scored from 57 yards out. And the Cats have continued to score. A thrilling scoop and score by Will Kennedy. Conway up 28-17. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Pump fake and a throw. Knocked away.
Who else?
Tez Miller. That's who.
Oh, man.
Tez Miller. Let me tell you about Tez Miller. That's all 5'8", 162 pounds of him. He's a junior, and he is matched up in most of these sets against Jaden Jackson, 6'2", 175-pound junior, who's playing with 6 Division I scholarship offers in his back pocket. And Tez Miller's getting the better of him tonight. 2nd down and 10. Jarrett, loose, will throw, out of bounds. It will be 3rd down and 10. The Conway coaching staff furious about something. There's a flag in the secondary. Stats, did you see what that was?
Did you see what that was, Stats?
Conway coaching staff mad about something. The officials talking it over there, as you see on your screen. And he will look towards the press box, which is unfortunately the other way. Legal man downfield. So they'll talk to coach first if he wants to decline it. Telling coach it'll make it 3rd down and 10 if he declines it. Jackson Freeman, you can't see him, he's
yeah,
outside of your...
No, let's decline that. Don't give him an extra down.
And coach is asking if it'll be 4th down. It'll be 3rd down right now.
Nice.
So it is 4th down.
So this obviously out of field goal range for them.
And the Bentonville West coaches are trying to get the attention to. I think that was just 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass, and then there was that play.
Unless it's a loss of downs.
But still, it would just be 3rd down.
Oh, right, yeah, because it was 2nd.
Right,
okay.
It was 2nd down. I think what happened was the scoreboard or the sideline.
I think Coach Ashcraft's just trying to Jedi mind trick the officials.
Whatever it takes. Jedi mind tricks or anything else.
Master Ashcraft out there.
We'll see. They're talking it over.
There's a correction on the down. There's an ineligible receiver downfield offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So they will accept the penalty. Backs them up 5 yards. So now 2nd down and 15. I would have preferred 3rd and 10. I mean, I would have preferred 4th and 10.
4th and 10, yeah, it would have been great.
You don't always get what you want in life, right? All right, so it's 2nd down and 15. Will Jarrett sends Jaden Jackson in motion. The option and the tackle made by Terrell Grimes.
Oh, no.
Flags fly, and these Wampus Cats are playing with so much emotion right now that they have got to contain it.
I'm not sure they're not being egged on, but
I would not doubt that.
They got to keep their heads.
And both sides do. So what would have been 3rd and about 15, Coach Ashcraft again standing on the sideline with his arms. They're going to get Jackson Freeman for unnecessary roughness. A call that is disagreed with by everyone sitting on our side of the stands.
The really, truly awful thing about that is it gives the 15-yard penalty. It was 3rd and 15.
1st down. I don't know if we have a replay there at the end when they called that. Maybe we can check that in a little while. All right, 1st and 10. 1st and 10, 6:45 to play in the first half. Jarrett sacked This Wampus Cat defense flying around.
Two scariest men on the field, Fusilier and Friedel. They met at the quarterback.
Watch 55 and 41. So much pressure. Third sack of the night for Sack Friedel. Talk to his mama about changing that name. Zach to Sack, I'm telling you.
Sack Friedel. I like
Sack
it.
Friedel. Hashtag it. Halfway through the second quarter. Second down and 17. Jarrett looking for Jackson. Passes incomplete, no flags. All right, third down and 17. Double coverage over there, 21 Reasons, along with Roman Aaron. Tyler Banks is number 21. 21 Reasons, the nickname, not his given name. All right, third down and 17.
Big down here. Keep your heads, no penalties.
Will Jarrett, their quarterback, a junior, thrown for over 3,100 yards, number one in the 7A. Feeling pressure all night, tonight again. The Wampus Cats, another sack.
Jackson Freeman with the redemption. After that penalty that extends this possession, he comes in, gets a huge sack there, and it pushes him back far enough. Such a long down. Looks like they are going to punt.
The Wampus Cat defense bringing the blitz, bringing the heat on this junior quarterback that, again, has thrown for over 3,000 yards. This is a good quarterback that we're facing. But the Cats, the defense, the pressure coming from the linebacking core, it is winning that battle tonight against their offensive line. Kick into the corner, and it's a good one. Goes out of bounds, and that will pin Conway very deep. 5:13 to play in the first half. The Wampus Cats, 28-17, they've got the lead. Again, everything else in the 7A state, in fact, everything else in the state, being played tomorrow night. The winner of our game will play North Little Rock or Northside. They play tomorrow night in North Little Rock. On the other half of the bracket, on this field, tomorrow night will be Cabot. They'll be taking on Bentonville. And in Bryant tomorrow night, it is Fayetteville taking on the Bryan Hornets, a repeat of a game played earlier this year.
That was a classic
That
back
was.
in week 2.
Great game, and they'll get a chance to play with a lot higher stakes tomorrow night in Saline County. All right, 5:13 to go. Deep in their own territory, the Cats begin this offensive drive. Complete to Nick Richmond. Nick out to the 10-yard line.
They've liked that little bubble pass. That's the third time we've seen that tonight, and that's a great option on first down when you're that deep to get you a little bit of breathing room there.
And Levi, something we're seeing tonight, and I don't want to jinx it, but what we saw a lot of last week were dropped passes. And passes that were right where they needed to be. That pass was honestly a little bit low.
Yeah.
But Nick went down and got it and made some yards after the catch. Picked up 7 yards to be exact at second down and 3. Michael George.
Leapfrog.
Love it. It'll be third down.
And that wouldn't have surprised me if he had just, kept on going after he just leapfrogged the defense, and nothing surprises me with him anymore.
Kendall Young makes the stop. Third down and a yard.
Something we've seen Conway tonight on third and short. They've kind of shifted away from the Rhino, and I don't blame them.
They will hand the ball off, though, to Michael George, who will find the 14-yard line, and that should be enough to move the chains.
Yeah, we saw it happen when they were down on the 1-yard line trying to score. They had 2 runs in a row where the Rhino was unsuccessful. They're just going to go with what works tonight, making that adjustment on the fly.
The run was good for a first down, so it's a Conway Regional Health System first down. First and 10 for the Cats, 28-17. They lead, under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Rhea will throw. Looking for Joe Thomas. And that was a fantastic pass that went about 60 yards in the air, and it was on Joe Thomas's hands. He had some good coverage on him, couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, you're not kidding. What a pass from Rhea here. the pressure's coming. He sidesteps to his right, throws a pass on the run on a line, and I think Joe Thomas just maybe couldn't see it over the defender as it was coming right over his shoulder.
2nd down and 10. Appreciate you watching tonight live. 5 Sports Live on Twitter or find us on Facebook. Let us know you're watching and where you're watching. Rooting on these Cats. Complete to Nick Richmond. Nick out to the 20-yard line. It will be 3rd down. Huge weekend of football in our city. The Wampus Cats tonight. Conway Christian home tomorrow night in the state playoffs.
Yeah, Greenbrier, all these Faulkner County teams. Greenbrier's on the road, and Mayflower hosting a 2nd-round game. They had a bye in week 1. They're 10-0 on the year.
And then on Saturday, your UCA Bears, who are ranked 3rd in the nation, will be home on the Stripes, final regular season game. 3rd and 3 on the ground. It's Michael George. Michael George will move the chains. This is exactly what the Wampus Cats needed. Another Conway Regional Health System 1st down. Slow and steady. Give their defense a chance to be off the field for a little while. Not that they need the rest, but just keep their legs under them for the second half, leading by 11.
Well, this might sound crazy, but even if you don't get points here, but you keep Bentonville West from getting the ball back,
right?
That's a win, I think, as we approach the half.
2:40 to go in the first half. Rhea will throw. Was looking for Chris Anderson. The ball floated on him a little bit. And I'll tell you, you can't really see it, obviously, because it's just television. But in the stands, you can tell that the flags are blowing quite a bit more on that side of the field. If you look to the right of where we are, the goalpost there, the flags are a little more limp. But to the left, where they're actually on the field, that end of the field right now, there is a bit of a breeze. So I don't know if that affected the pass or not, but it did seem like it floated some on Andrew Rhea. 2nd down and 10. Michael George will get the carry and the yards to the 38.
I don't know how many times I've said this, but you cannot arm tackle Michael George.
No.
You can't reach out and pull him down. He's just way too strong for that. And he converts again. Clock continues to roll for this Conway Wampus Cat team as we approach the half.
It's another Conway Regional Health System 1st down.
Jack Nelson says, hashtag sack Friedel.
I love it. He got it. There you go. I would say let's make that trending, but I don't know. That may be a little bit too much. Sack Friedel. Love it. All right, 1st down and 10. Rhea will throw. Looks for Brennan Clark. There's the flag. That's something we haven't seen much of, looking for Brennan Clark out of the backfield. He was hit before the ball got there. The clock stops with 2:01 to play, but the Wampus Cats will be the recipient of a defensive pass interference call. This Bentonville West team opened the season with 9 consecutive wins after going 3-8 a year ago in their inaugural season.
Got another fan watching tonight. He's Zimmerman, watching from his hospital room at UAMS. So,
oh gosh,
hope you get well. He's
right.
Glad we could bring the broadcast back to you.
Without a doubt, get well. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Rhea throwing for Nick Richmond. Could not hold on to it.
I thought he had it.
I did too. Andrew Rhea, man, he is throwing the ball well tonight.
Well, it's really, if you go back the last 4 games,
yes.
I mean, the Bryant game's the exception. So much pressure from that defensive line, but you look at last week and the week before the Bryant game, he's really been hot.
So 2nd down and 10, under 2 minutes to play in the first half. On 2nd down, on the ground to Brennan Clark. No gain, it's 3rd down. We've had a lot of extracurricular activity tonight. Had a little bit there between Slade Pearson and Will Kennedy. Pearson talking to the Referee to the back there.
Well, he was giving it just as good as he was getting it. So.
And now he's talking to our sideline. Our guy's giving it back to him. A lot of talking going on. 3rd down and 9.
All you really got to say is scoreboard right now.
Right now you do, absolutely. Rhea steps in the pocket, looking for Nick Richmond.
No flag.
No flag comes in. It sure looked like interference. Brian Rainey wants it. Yeah, that one.
Well, it was the hand on the back. I don't know if he could see it from his angle, but
somebody had to have seen it.
That's a big missed call.
Sure is. It's 4th and 9. No pass interference called. And again, I'll ask the truck, do we have a replay on that? Here we go. Watch this. Here comes the pass.
Kind of hard to see from there.
Yeah.
But you can see the hands on the back
without a
right
doubt
there at the end.
All right, so 1:10 to go. The Cats will be forced to punt.
Don't let them block it.
High snap. Will Kennedy gets a punt away. Fair catch called for and made by Jackson Prince at the 12. They'll give him the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, Bentonville West.
What an amazing job by Will Kennedy
yes.
there. Very high snap. First punt attempt blocked earlier in the first quarter led to a score. Just such presence of mind there to not panic, get that high snap, and still got off a great kick.
Nick Richmond on the sideline here, just beside himself. He knows he had 2 on his hands. The second one he was also probably interfered with. But the Cats up 28-17. Let's see if the defense can close it out. Will Jarrett will throw. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Stephen Banda. Jackson Freeman was in the coverage, 2nd and 10.
This is a big defensive possession for this Conway Wampus Cat team. Less than a minute to go. You got to keep them from putting points on the board because they get the ball back to start the second half.
Well, and the thing is also they're going to throw the ball. So the incomplete passes, if you can get those, the clock's going to stop. You might have a chance to get the ball back here. 2nd down and 10. Jarrett pressured. Jordan Dobie gets him inside the 5.
Blake Walter in on that action too. They're going with 3 down linemen, which they normally do, but they brought in Walter on that left edge as he keeps kind of like their 4th rusher.
Coach Ashcraft was screaming for a timeout as soon as the sack was made. He finally got it. We'll take it with the teams. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Wolverines when we come back. 30 seconds, we return on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
All right, 47 seconds to go in the first half. The Cats are up 28-17. If you're watching tonight, you're watching live, let us know on Twitter, 5 Sports Live, or on Facebook. It's been great to hear from so many of you. And we're going to have a halftime homework assignment for you coming up. Just so you know, just stick around.
Hey,
we'll tell you what that is.
I'm excited.
In a few seconds. All right, it is 3rd down.
Do they pass
20.
here?
They have to, right? 3rd and 20. Jarrett, swing pass. That's Jackson. He is dangerous. And he is tackled.
Still stopped him.
Will Kennedy makes the stop. Well short of the 1st down. And so another timeout used. The Cats had 2. So there is 1 left. That was the one they had left.
Yeah. Well, and this is, you know, you call it the way that they pass the ball, those incompletions or the the sack, it leads to negative plays and it stops the clock. And Conway, 34 seconds, depending on what happens with this punt. Heck, maybe they get a block. Anything could happen. They get a good return and still have a chance to maybe get a field goal before the end of half.
28-17 with 34 seconds to go. These Wampus Cats, what an incredible performance when they were down 14-0. 3 and out on the first drive, block punt, led to a score. I mean, things were not looking good.
Right.
And they could have folded up the tent, but they absolutely did not. That has been this team all season long, and they have outscored the Wolverines 28-3 since that moment. Cats will get the football back. Will Kennedy off his fingertips, but he gets it. And the Cats will have it 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line with 27 seconds to go.
And all you're really looking to do here is get to the 25.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can score, great. You know, to maybe first down, take a shot downfield. But if you're looking to get more points on the board, aiming for that 25-yard line for Jordan Wicks.
That 25-yard line would be about a 42-yard field goal attempt. That is his longest on the season.
And he's got the wind in his back, which will help as well.
1st and 10. The Cats have no timeouts. Rhea. The pass is tipped, and Chris Anderson makes the catch. Got to hurry up. 20 seconds to go. They have no timeouts. But there is an injured Wolverine, and that will stop the clock. Not sure what happened. I was looking at the scoreboard clock, which is to our left, when the injured Wolverine went down.
Chris Anderson has really come on these last few games, receiving the ball from that H-back position. Great job there by him as the ball gets tipped, and he's still able to bring it in.
His 11th reception on the year. They're obviously going to take a little bit of time here to check on the injured Wolverine. So let's do the same as they check on Pearson. We'll take 30 seconds, then we'll come back on Conway Corp Channel 5. Slade Pearson, the injured Wolverine, and they have been working on his right knee for the last little bit here. Brian Pratt.
Not laughing at the injury, laughing at some of our fans on Facebook.
They're going to get him. Just like they're going to get him up, and nice round of applause. You can hear that from the Wampus Cat fans who are here closest to us. All right, what's going on Facebook?
We got some folks that didn't know the game was tonight.
Really?
Yeah. A few folks didn't know the game was tonight. I'm not going to name any names. I don't want to call them out, but more people watching on Channel 5, watching on YouTube. Tweet at us if you're watching 5 Sports Live.
Yeah, 5 Sports Live on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. And again, homework at halftime. And I'll tell you what that is in a minute. All right. Well, we hope the best for Slade Pearson. That didn't look good. They were not able to put much weight on that right leg. So see if he's able to get back in later on. All right. Rhea throws. He is hit as he releases, and it is incomplete. 10 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd down and a yard.
Rhea coming up.
Correction, 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, Rhea coming up gently, grabbing that right shoulder a little bit. So no more timeouts. 3rd and 1, do you dare go run and try and spike it, or just not enough time with 10 seconds
Well,
left?
if you can get a 1st down, that would stop the clock. So
True.
it'd be all right to go ahead and try a running play. You've had some success on some quick outs to Nick Richmond, and he's got some pretty soft coverage over there to the left. It will be a pass play from Andrew Rhea. He's looking over the middle for Nick Richmond! Yes! Andrew Rhea took a huge hit. There's a flag on the field. Rhea took a huge hit, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Brian Rainey checking on him.
Maybe a flag on the celebration.
We'll see what that is.
Which won't wipe out the score, but would affect the kickoff.
Which there are 4 seconds left. Wow. Rhea took a huge hit as he released the ball into the end zone. Nick Richmond made a fantastic catch. It is going to be a penalty against the Wampus Cats. But that's going to be a 33-yard touchdown pass from Andrew Rhea to Nick Richmond. The Cats lead the Wolverines 34-17. Jordan Wicks has hit 60 consecutive extra points this year. If he makes it 61, the Cats will lead 35-17. It is up. It is good. And Conway's up 35-17. We'll keep it here as the teams will get ready to kick off. Touchdowns tonight, 2 from Michael George. Brennan Clark got in the end zone as well. Will Kennedy with a scoop and score on a fumble. And now Nick Richmond with the catch from Andrew Rhea. That is the 20th touchdown pass on the year for Rhea.
So after Conway goes down 17-7, they've scored 28 unanswered points here in the second quarter. Man, it's all been keyed off by these big plays on defense. Since the first quarter, they really haven't given up much.
A 28-point second quarter. A score that happened just a minute in. 10:57 to go in the second quarter. They got in the end zone. And now with 4 seconds left, 28 points scored. And the Cats are up 35-17. Will Kennedy will kick. Let these last 4 seconds go off the clock, and then we will retreat to the locker room. Little pooch kick that will be taken. Little spin move. Recovery by Kallias Sewell. And that running around he did was enough to make the clock go to all zeros. That's a happy group of Wampus Cats right there going into the locker room. Halftime from Bentonville. Conway up 35-17 over Bentonville West. Time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show.
Hi, my name is Ashley Mann, and I would like for you to join me on my show, Breathe Yoga, on Channel 5. Each episode will consist of a 30-minute yoga practice that will help you along your yoga journey, whether you are new to yoga or an advanced practitioner. So if you've always wanted to try yoga but didn't know where to begin, join me on Breathe Yoga, only on Channel 5.
Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Kendrick with Conway Regional Health System. Conway Regional has been an important part of this community since 1938, providing excellent care with skill and compassion. But we're not just a hospital. Let me tell you about some of our fantastic facilities and services. Located off of College Avenue, just a few blocks down from the medical center, Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is equipped to handle a wide variety of problems for patients of all ages. If you need urgent care, and it's after work or on the weekend, the Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is open 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Conway Regional After Hours Clinic, your best option for after-hours care. Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Fitness is about so much more than exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center is your source for comprehensive, medical-based health and fitness programs. Dedicated to improving the wellness of those within our community, we offer something for everyone in the family. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center, over 20 years of health and wellness in our community.
With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services, including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
All right, it is halftime, 35-17. The Wampus Cats have the lead over the Bentonville West Wolverines. What a performance. Wow, right?
Yeah, like speechless. I don't know. Yeah.
14 straight points scored by the Wolverines. The Cats got on the board then, but then another field goal made it 17-7, and that was the score at the end of the first quarter, as you mentioned. Then 28 straight from the Wampus Cats. All right, here's the deal. There's 17 minutes to go on the clock. if you're at the stadium, you would know this. And since we're live tonight, we kind of want to treat it like that. So what do people do at halftime of football games? They go to the potty. They go to the restroom.
Yeah.
They get something to eat and drink. They text their friends and say how much fun they're having at the football game. So what your homework assignment is, let somebody know.
Yes.
The Wampus Cats are playing tonight. It is halftime. They are in Bentonville, and they are 2 quarters away from playing in the state semifinals next week in Central Arkansas. If Conway were to win tonight, they will play in the Final Four, essentially, on Black Friday night.
Yep.
Next week. If North Little Rock wins their game against Northside, it will be in North Little Rock. If Northside were to win, that game would be in Conway.
Wow.
First things first, we got to win our game.
Yes.
That's obviously what the goal is to begin with.
Got to finish.
But if you've paid attention to this Wampus Cat team all year long, man, they're fun. Great group of kids, represent your city so very well. So take some time here. I don't know what the line will be like to use the restroom or get food or drink at your house. So you'll probably have a little bit of time. Tweet at your friends, text at your friends, Facebook your friends, whatever it's going to take. Let folks know, conwaycorp.com/WC to go. You can watch it live online. And if you're a Conway Corp customer, a cable customer, Channel 5 or Channel 585. So that's your assignment. We're going to do some work here behind the scenes. There may be a potty break. There may be some warming up because it is cold in Northwest Arkansas.
I've been warmed the
I know
whole
you're
game.
fine. I'm cold. My hat is at my house, and my house is not in Bentonville. So we're going to take a short break here. You'll see something come up on the screen. We'll be back before the start of the second half, give you some stats and get things rolling with the third and fourth quarters that's coming up. Conway up 35-17. This is Conway Corp, Channel 5.
Hi, my name is Ashley Mann, and I would like for you to join me on my show, Breathe Yoga, on Channel 5. Each episode will consist of a 30-minute yoga practice that will help you along your yoga journey, whether you are new to yoga or an advanced practitioner. So if you've always wanted to try yoga but didn't know where to begin, join me on Breathe Yoga, only on Channel 5.
All right, welcome back to Bentonville. It's 35-17. Hope your halftime break was good. It's Jeff and Levi. It's still very, very chilly in the stands. Levi is as comfortable as can be.
I feel great.
I mean, I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, why don't I have a heavier jacket or something?
I got the beanie,
Yeah.
the scarf, 2 jackets.
Yeah.
I don't ever dress like this.
At least Stats has got the beanie on that you provided.
I brought 2 for some reason. I came prepared tonight.
All right, but real quickly, we asked you at halftime to let your friends know that you're doing the game, you're watching the game, and that's fun. We want to let you know some of the folks we're hearing from. John Clark, Brennan's dad, couldn't make it tonight. They're doing great. Yes, they are. This note from Nisi Reed on Facebook. Shout out to the Wampus Cat cheerleaders. They're doing a great job here tonight, staying warm. Sherry Singleton watching, go Wampus Cats. Malcolm Smith watching and cheering loudly. Angie Robertson watching and yelling at my house tonight. Love my cats, especially Biscuit. That's Biscuit's mom.
Oh, wow.
Jim Woods watching proudly. Howard Robertson watching and cheering in Conway, go Big Blue. Bob McCara, great job, Cats. Let's finish it. Yes, Bob, absolutely. That's our thought as well, is let's finish this, leading 35-17 at halftime.
Michael George, 21 carries, 182 yards, and 2 scores in the first half. Andrew Rhea, 8 of 15, so completion percentage, it's actually about where it's been for this on the season for him. 81 yards and a touchdown. Nick Richmond having a game, 7 receptions, 121 yards and a score.
Good.
Like it, man. I'm still processing everything that happened in the first half because we got down quick, and I was like, okay, what's gonna, can Conway withstand this onslaught from Bentonville West?
14 points quick.
So quick.
Yeah.
And then down 17-7, but since then, 28 unanswered points. It's been keyed off by great defensive performances from this Conway secondary, which has allowed the defensive line to get in that backfield and get some sacks, force pressure. Jackson Freeman gets the strip. And Will Kennedy picks it up, takes it in 16 yards for a scoop and score. So many great things happened in that second quarter. But if you can't finish, then all of it is meaningless.
And what a huge final few seconds that was, that touchdown pass at the end that extended this lead out to 35-17.
It was huge.
It would have been great to go into the halftime locker room leading 28-17.
Well, and I said, hey, if you can if you can just run the clock out here and don't allow Bentonville West to get any points, that would have been a win. So to get 7 there, that was a huge win for Conway.
Have got, I believe we've got the bracket for the 7A state playoffs. If we can pull that up, here we go. So that's our game is there at the bottom, Bentonville West and Conway. So the winner will move on next Friday night, Black Friday. If you pay attention to high school football in the state, you want to play Black Friday. That means you're in the Final Four, at least in the big classifications. North Little Rock will play host to Fort Smith Northside tomorrow. They played just a few weeks ago, and North Little Rock won pretty handily there. In the top half of the bracket, on this field tomorrow night, Cabot will be here to take on the Bentonville Tigers, and then Bryant hosting Fayetteville.
Well, and the big thing you said, if we get the win tonight, if we can close out this game, it's going to be in Central Arkansas no matter what on Black Friday. But if Northside can get the upset tomorrow, which they've already gone on the road and upset a team, they upset Springdale Harbor last week. If they can go on the road and upset North Little Rock, we would actually host the semifinal game. Of course, we have to finish right here in the second half before we can even start thinking about that.
First things first. Let's 2 more quarters of football. See what the Cats can do. Obviously, winning the first half and winning the second quarter so big. 28 unanswered points there in the second quarter. All right, let's go back down to the field. We are ready to go. Jordan Wicks is going to kick off, and we will get things going here in the third quarter. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tweeting and Facebooking and texting your friends and letting them know that we've got 2 more quarters of football on Thursday night. The Wampus Cats in the state playoffs against the Bentonville West Wolverines. We'll send Jaden Jackson to return the opening kickoff of the second quarter. And how about Cole Hoover?
We've talked about how great this kickoff team has been all year. The only exception, that Cabot game, they gave up a touchdown. The man-oh-man coverage has been so good. The opposing teams have been starting behind the 20 so much this season. And another big play by that kickoff coverage.
4 wide receivers for Will Jarrett.
A little bit of trickery here in the formation.
And as we mentioned in the first half, Casey Dick is their offensive coordinator, and he has some exotic looks. Hey, they know where number 55 is. You see that?
Right?
Sack Friedel. He's Sack Friedel as of tonight. 3 more sacks on the evening for Friedel. And they were going to double team him, so much so that they did it before the ball was snapped.
Yeah, so the trickery I'm talking about here is they've got trips right, but they're all bunched up together over there. If we can get on that wide shot, you can see.
3 guys there to the top.
There's a chess match going on right now.
Without a doubt. 1st and 15, first snap of the second half. Excuse me. Pass is complete out to Higson.
So Conway opts over on the left there to go with the deep receivers, leave that check down option. Hey, we'll give you 2 yards if you want it.
Without a doubt. It's 2nd down and 9. Picked up 6. Little run after the catch. 3 wide receivers to the near side. If you're wondering where Jaden Jackson is, he's their all-state receiver. He is in motion. Jarrett will run, and he will get loose. Will Kennedy encourages him to go out of bounds, and he does so after he picks up a first down. So it will be 1st and 10.
Yeah, one time tonight we've seen this Conway defense over pursue, and it cost him there as Bentonville West picks up the first down as Jarrett makes 2 Conway defenders miss.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Swing pass out to Smallwood. He is dropped. That's Darnell Washington. Different look tonight. The Wampus Cats are going with an extra corner instead of 4 linebackers in most of the sets. Got 4 linebackers on the field now. Jackson Freeman over here in coverage on Jackson Prince. Those 3 down linemen. It's 2nd down and 11. We've got 2nd and 13 on the screen, or on the scoreboard, but I don't know if that was correct. Pass complete to Jaden Jackson, and Matt Lloyd goes low to bring him down, but it's going to be enough to move the chains. That is definitely where he is dangerous. Yeah. The big scoreboard had that at 2nd and 13.
And for the most part, Jackson pretty quiet in the first half.
Very.
Wolverines trying to find ways to get him the ball here already. First possession.
Hand off to Smallwood on the near side. Right down at the 48, Therese Smallwood, Lloyd, Fusilier, and Grimes all team up on the stop.
And we talked about it, in the pregame. They're going to get points. That's going to happen, but make them earn it and make it hard for them. If they end up putting up 6 on a long drive that takes a lot of time off the board, that's still a win for this Conway defense.
That is correct. Smallwood finds a little opening and gets to the 40-yard line. We'll move the chains once again. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. This Wolverine team has put points on the board all year long. In fact, the fewest points all year is 28. 2 weeks ago on this field, Garrett Fusilier, he made the hit, made the stop. His shoulder, he's holding that left shoulder and the collarbone. Well, he had Smallwood. That was a collision.
Yeah, it was.
Brooke Mines is going to check on Garrett, and they will check on Therese Smallwood, who is down at the 41-yard line. While they do that, let's take 30 seconds here from Bentonville and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Therese Smallwood, the running back for the Wolverines, banged up on that play, and is good to see him up and being able to walk off under his own power. That was quite a collision between he and Garrett Fusilier.
Yeah, it was brutal for both of them. They both paid a price on that one.
2nd down and 9, and it has gotten considerably cooler as the night has gone on. Wind has picked up and the temperature's dropping. We had the chance of rain earlier in the week, but that all moved through, and it has been a dry day and a dry night.
These band members in T-shirts reminded me how crazy high school kids are.
Logan White's in the game, taking Garrett Fusilier's spot. Here comes some pressure. Pass is complete to Prince. He scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. He'll be brought down at the 27. That'll be enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 once again for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Conway bringing the heat again there, but that offensive line picking up those assignments, and Jarrett's pretty good.
Yeah, Will Jarrett, over 3,000 yards this year. Looking for the corner. And the catch is made and a touchdown for Stefan Banda.
Again, I mean, this Conway defense, this secondary, playing the best they can, well defended there.
Yeah.
These receivers just making incredible plays. So if they're going to make them earn them.
Jaden Jackson gets all of the press, and rightfully so, but they are deep and they're talented at the receiving corps. First touchdown for Bentonville West since the middle of the first quarter. McDoulett's extra point is good, and the Wampus Cats lead by 11, 35-24. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Fitness is about so much more than exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center is your source for comprehensive medical-based health and fitness programs. Dedicated to improving the wellness of those within our community, we offer something for everyone in the family. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center, over 20 years of health and wellness in our community.
So the Wolverines take the opening kickoff of the second half and march right down the field in 2 minutes and 8 seconds and score lead 35, or excuse me, to trail now 35-24. Conway still on top, about to get the ball for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, it was very similar to their first possession in the first half. But if you're Conway, you know they're gonna put points on the board. It's all about call and response here in the second half. You've got to keep pace and stay ahead.
Wind blows the ball off the tee. They used 2 kickoff men in the first half. Matt, this one, his little pooch kicks. Taken by Jackson Freeman at the 18-yard line. Out of bounds in front of the Bentonville West bench. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats.
Always interesting to see the first offensive possession in the second half, see what adjustments this Conway offense decides to make. And we saw some success passing on first down in the second quarter particularly. All of it really going to Nick Richmond.
Offensive line did a really, really good job again. Out on the field, L.J. Hansberry, Lance Rogers, Keandre Clay, Nate Turner, Thomas Cloyd, blocking for Michael George. George brought down at the 32. Kendall Young makes the stop for the Wolverines.
Yeah, the offensive line not able to seal off on the backside. Michael George gets run down after a gain of a few yards.
180 yards plus in the first half for Michael George after missing last week against Rogers with a banged up ankle. Complete to Nick Richmond down at the 40-yard line.
Man, he's been hot tonight.
Yeah, it is
8
good
receptions for him, and you know, he had another one in the end zone. Looked like he had brought it in, but he's been playing like the big-time playmaker we've seen all season long.
Caught his 10th touchdown pass on the season earlier tonight. 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Cats are up by 11. 1st and 10, a Conway Regional Health System first down, and Michael George, a little hesitation and nowhere to go. Some good penetration by the Wolverines defensively. Kobe Anderson makes the stop, and it will be 2nd down and 10.
Here comes Giovanni Johnson. We saw him on the field a lot more in that first-round playoff game than we have so far tonight.
He's in the game at the slot. He visited Iowa State last week, an official visit to watch the Cyclones play Oklahoma State. Handoff to Michael George. George kicking it out, picking up the first down.
Talking about Giovanni, he comes into that slot spot and makes a big block to seal the edge for Michael George.
Giovanni Johnson taking the place of the injured Will McKenna.
So watch 4 over here. You see him crashing down and gets that nice little, well, you know, it gets in the way
Just
at least.
enough. That's
Yeah.
all well, and for Michael George, that's all it takes. Just get in the way. Trips to the top. Giovanni Johnson, Joe Thomas, and Nick Richmond. Lots of room to the far side as well. Instead, Michael George will run right up the middle. It'll be 2nd down. Stop is made by Ho'opono Doctorello. Second down and 11, loss on the play. Clock runs with 7.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Chris Patterson will check in for Chris Anderson. Conway in the second round of the state tournament looking to make it to the Final Four. Playing on Thanksgiving weekend. Rhea loses the football. It was knocked loose, fumble recovered by the Wolverines. Recovered by Kendall Young, and a turnover gives the football to Bentonville West with 7:11 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, Conway had only given up 2 fumbles on the year, so that's a big one right there. Comes at a bad time for the Wampus Cats. So he just waited a hair too long, couldn't pull the trigger, and too much pressure coming from his backside.
So the Wolverines have it 1st and 10. They've also got a little momentum. 11-point lead for the Wampus Cats. West in their 2nd year of football. The Wampus Cats looking to make it to the Final Four, playing Thanksgiving weekend. Jarrett, quarterback keep to the 40-yard line. Design run. 2nd down.
You've seen the adjustments Bentonville West has made coming out of the half. Hey, we're not going to let Jarrett just stand back there for very long because we've not been able to stop this defensive line. So they're whether it's a read like that or a quick pass like this.
Jarrett throws it out and finds Jackson. Correction, Prince. Jackson Prince. Move the chains for Bentonville West. The offensive line doing a better job here in the 3rd quarter, giving Jarrett just a little bit of time. Quick pass intended for Benda again. Falling down in the corner of the end zone, he makes the catch. Boy, that's just a spectacular throw and catch. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Jarrett was being pressured. He threw it right there to the middle of the E in Bentonville. And while he was falling down, Stephen Benda made the catch.
Yeah, there's no stopping an amazing play like that. If you're Conway, again, your best defensive strategy here in the 2nd half is to keep them off the field.
McDoulet to attempt the extra point. Be a whistle before the snap. And a timeout by Bentonville West. They may choose to go for 2 here to make it a 3-point game. We'll take a 30-second break and come back while the timeout's happening on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, I'm Robin Dyer and welcome to Burn. It's time to work out. This workout is going to be quick, something you can do at home for your busy lifestyle. Give me about half an hour and I'm going to help you find your breathless edge. This is the workout that's going to be suited just for you. So come join me and let's get fit together.
Yeah, I was thinking that they might go for 2. Of course, they come out with the PAT team, and I think they were trying to decide what they wanted to do too.
And decided to use a timeout to make that decision. Trailing 35-30, 6:33 to play. They will come out and try to go for 2. This is a big play. They will have the wind in the 4th quarter if they have to attempt a long field goal.
I would watch for the draw here.
Pressure on Jarrett. Now he will throw. Knocked down, so the Cats will maintain a 5-point lead. 6.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 13 unanswered points here early by Bentonville West in the 2nd half. And it's a 5-point lead for your Cats. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
If something goes wrong with your heart, you can trust Conway Regional. Our cardiac specialists help save lives by having some of the state's fastest response times. We offer complete care, including a cath lab team, cardiac rehab experts. And if you need surgery, you'll go down the hallway, not the highway, to Conway's only heart surgery team. Complete cardiac care, completely in Conway. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
All right, 6.5 to go. You will probably hear me clear my throat and both of us sniffle quite a bit here in the 2nd half. It is cold and getting colder. All right, 5-point game. Conway has the lead. Jackson Freeman takes that pooch kick and gets some good yardage out of it. The Cats will have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
It's a big possession here for Conway. They really need to get some points here, no matter what. You know, if you can get 3 and you know put yourself up by 8 points, that puts more pressure on Bentonville West, especially after the missed 2-point conversion.
All right, 6:26 to play in the 3rd quarter. Cats up 35-30 over Bentonville West in the state quarterfinals. Michael George tripped up from behind. It'll be second down. Stop made by Tucker Swoboda. Excuse me. Halfway through the third quarter. Three wide receivers to the top. Open field up there for Andrew Rhea if he looks that way to throw it. Instead, it'll be on the ground. Michael George. Why not stay on the ground when you've got Michael George to the 45?
Especially when you can open up holes on the right over there like that.
Yep, Thomas Cloyd, Keandre Clay, Chris Anderson helping out over there as well. Anderson will come off and Chris Patterson will come on. Third down and 3. Andrew Rhea tried to get him to jump. Giovanni Johnson in motion, then stops. Michael George falls forward to the 49-yard line. See where the mark is. It will be close to a first down.
Really close.
Put it down there on the 5. And it will be a first down.
Whew.
A Conway Regional Health System first down. Move the chains. Just under 5 minutes to play in quarter number 3. State quarterfinals, Cats up 5.
Conway's got to find a way to stem that momentum shift that's gone Bentonville West's way.
Well, they did it in the first half when Bentonville West scored 14 straight. Thomas in motion. Near side for Michael George. Well, just nowhere to go. He is pushed out of bounds. It'll be second down. Kobe Anderson with the stop. Hunter Swoboda there as well. 35-30.
It'll be a loss of 1.
Second down and 11 following that 1-yard loss. Will Kennedy in the game. Nick Richmond and Joe Thomas are to the top. Tucker Swoboda, number 3 on the near side here. Looked like he was going to provide some pressure. Rhea has got pressure. We now will throw incomplete. Chris Anderson was in the area. It's third down and 11. Conway showing the pressure in the first half, and now the Wolverines are doing the same here in the second.
This offense is stalled out a little bit here in the second half. Big third down play coming up.
4:29 to play in the third quarter. 4:27 to play in the third quarter. Third down and 11. Rhea will throw for Michael George. Michael tries to stretch it out. He gets to the 49 into Bentonville West territory, but unable to do much more with it. So Coach Ashcraft has a decision to make, and he will send the punting unit on. Doctorello with the stop. And so now 4:23 to play.
This offensive line getting banged up.
Will Kennedy will punt. He's got the wind behind him. See if he can put one deep. He carries to the 15 where the fair catch is made by Jackson Prince, and that's where the Wolverines will have it. First and 10, trailing by just 5. Chance to retake the lead for the first time in a while. Conway got to a 2-score lead and kind of held on to it, but.
And finally a long field here for Bentonville West in the second half. This is about where they were in the second quarter where we got that big fumble.
Kane Aaron and Zach Friedel are on the ends. Terrell Grimes right over the nose of the football. Blake Walter steps up on the line defensively. Jarrett slings it out. It's complete. Catch is made by Banda. Will Kennedy makes the stop. It's first and 10.
They've been liking that little slant here in the second half. Those 3 receivers trips right. They send 2 deep. And then that third receiver just slants quickly inside. He's been able to pick up some big yardage.
Jackson in motion. Jarrett pressured. Zach Friedel gets him pushed out of bounds. The ball goes out of bounds as well. It'll be second down and 10.
Took a big punishing hit on the sideline. Took out one of the sideline coaches maybe. I'm not sure who that was over there. Got to be careful on those sidelines.
Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Cats are in the second round of the state playoffs. 9th consecutive year in the playoffs under Clint Ashcraft. Jarrett pressured and throws. Pass is off the fingertips of Jackson.
Bentonville West gets away with a hold on the right side of the line on that play is Zach Friedel. Almost sack Friedel again. If it hadn't been for the hold.
For the hold, yeah. All right, so third down and 10. Blake Walter will hustle off and Darnell Washington will hustle on. Third and 10. Big defensive play here for the Cats. Will Jarrett, a 3,000-yard passer this year, is the junior quarterback for Bentonville West. Stunt, incomplete, had to get rid of it.
I don't know if it got past the line of scrimmage.
It looked like it bounced well before the 27-yard line, but regardless, it's fourth down. So the Wampus Cat defense came out and did exactly what we needed them to do, get a 3 and out, and forces Bentonville West to punt the football away.
Yeah, they had to find a way to slow that offense down, and they do it there. Now Conway with a good chance to get some pretty good field position here.
Good punt. Taken at the 39 by Will Kennedy. He will step out of bounds, and the Cats will have it first and 10.
See if that defensive possession breathes new life into this Conway offense so they can get some movement on that offensive line.
And you mentioned it in the first half, Levi. It was you could physically see the way that the lines were going. Everything was going backwards. White jerseys were going backwards instead of the dark navy jerseys, and so we need to see some more of that here in the third quarter. 3:37 to go in the third. Cats on top 35-30. They'll stay on the ground here to Michael George on first down. Levi Rutherford will make the stop. Rutherford, the leading tackler for this team. He is a senior basketball player. Basketball is his forte. It's actually his first year to ever play football. We've got some guys like that on our team as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he is their leading tackler. Like you said, 7 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. He's been a big addition, having never played football before.
Rhea rolls and throws. Complete to Joe Thomas. Joe falls forward to the 48-yard line. And that should be enough to move the chains.
Senior with a big catch there. We saw it, I think it was a week ago. It might have been in that Bryant game where he had a few just moving before he brought the pass in.
Yes.
And Senior getting the job done tonight in the second round of the playoffs.
It's a Conway Regional Health System first down as the Cats move the chains. Joe Thomas with the catch and the run. 3 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Cats up 5. Ball fake, pass, incomplete. It's tipped and falls. It'll be second down and 10.
Classy students won that flag there.
Good. I'm glad you mentioned them. Good group of classy students. Came up and said hi. Always.
And it's gotten bigger the longer the night's gone on. You can't quite see it here, but they're all the way up on the front line up there in the stands.
About 20, 25 yards worth of them. Second down and 10. Quick out to Nick Richmond. Nick, great run after catch to the 40-yard line. It'll be third and 2.
So we go that bubble pass again. 4th time tonight. This time he makes a guy miss and picks up some extra yards on the inside, sets up a good situation, 3rd and short here for this Conway offense. Another big third down.
See what Brian Rainey dials up on 3rd down and 2. It will not be the Rhino.
They've lost a little confidence in the Rhino tonight.
2.5 to play, 3rd quarter. It will be a direct snap to the quarterback, which is, of course, what happens in American football. And Andrew Rhea will take said direct snap and pick up a first down. It's not a direct snap when it's to the quarterback.
Well, you know, hey, that was Rhino-esque.
It was Rhino light, but enough to move the chains. A Conway Regional Health System first down.
And just keep that clock ticking. If you're Conway, if you can pull off a big chunk of time on this drive and finish it with 6 points, it's going to be a big success for this offense.
Cats lead 35-30. It's 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Michael George takes a big hit at the 33. They'll give him forward progress to the 32. It'll be 2nd down.
Fake me out a little bit on that one. I wasn't quite sure who had the ball.
Once again, if you are watching tonight live, thank you so much for taking time to do that on Channel 5 and 585 on Conway Corporation Cable. And if you are watching online at conwaycorp.com/WC to go, we'd love to know you're out there. 5 Sports Live is our Twitter handle. Find us on Facebook as well. I know lots of you are. Thank you for that. That pass sailed a little bit, looking for Nick Richmond on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 6.
So Michael George, 212 yards now on the night, but he had 182 at halftime, so just 30 yards here in the second half as things have slowed down for this Conway offense.
3rd down and 6 with 1:21 to go, 1:19 to go, correction, in the 3rd quarter. Rhea will throw on 3rd down. Complete! Joe Thomas makes the catch. He's sick that he wasn't able to keep his balance. But don't be sick, Joe. That's enough.
No.
Move the chains. The Conway Regional Health System first down.
Not at all. I mean, just secure the catch. That's all that matters at this point. Don't worry about the yards after catch. Get that first down and keep that clock moving.
He had Chris Patterson also. You see number 40, Chris crossing over, and pass was just past Chris, and he just fell over. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats inside the 20-yard line. There's that quick out again. There's that Nick Richmond again. He's inside the 10. That'll be close to a first down. That has been successful all night. And Nick is hurt. Nick Richmond is down on the far side of the field.
That's a big potential injury there. They did something a little bit different this time. Those little bubble screens they've been doing, they've only had 2 receivers out there. This time they go trips and give him an extra blocker, and hopefully he's able to walk this one off, as he's been so big tonight for this Conway passing attack.
The Bentonville trainer got there first, and now Brooke Mines and Coach Ashcraft out there checking on Nick Richmond. While they do that, we'll take a break. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Prevent break-ins with Conway Corp Home Security. Arm windows and doors with sensors plus motion detectors throughout the house. All monitored 24/7. See inside and out with live video feed and control it all with your all-in-one touchscreen panel or from your mobile device. We make it easy to protect what matters. Security for you, powered by us.
And as we come back, you see Nick trying to get up and put some weight on it, that left leg, and he will come off the field slowly.
Nick Richmond, 10 catches tonight, 147 yards and a score. Can't really describe what a loss this would be.
His 10th touchdown on the season, the one he scored tonight.
But if you're Conway, you got to keep going. You got to find a way to finish off this drive with 7 points here. This is going to be huge. Checking in online, got a few more folks tweeting at us. Matt McKinney says he's Sam Cloyd's roommate
Oh, nice.
Watching from Rhodes College.
Okay.
He said, where can I snag a sweet Conway Corp sweater? Call our marketing department. Hayden Balgavi, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, watching from Little Rock. Join the coverage.
Yeah.
Becky Gifford tweeting at us again. Those students in the student section, it's the classy students.
Yes.
Take their job seriously.
Hayden is a sports anchor at THV, Channel 11.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he's verified. I missed his little verified check there.
Yeah, he does a great job. Great job covering high school sports there for THV. Covering that guy a lot, Michael George into the end zone for the Wampus Cats. His 25th touchdown on the season, rushing touchdown, and the Cats extend the lead to 11.
That's the exclamation point on an outstanding drive by this Conway offense that had to finish with 7 points here to extend that lead and put more pressure on this Bentonville West team.
Very similar to what happened in the first half where they scored 14 straight, Bentonville West did. Conway is going to go for 2 here to try to extend this lead out to 13. Snap to Andrew Rhea. Rhea will roll right. Pressured, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. So the Cats will maintain an 11-point lead. 41-30 is our score. Conway on top from a cold Bentonville tonight. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
It's that time of year again when shopping can be good for your health. Join the fun November 16th through 18th for Dazzle Days at the Conway Expo Center. Get in the Christmas spirit with the shopping extravaganza, featuring merchants with home decor, jewelry, gift items, and so much more. Plus, the kids can visit with Santa. Don't forget your chance to win a new 2017 Ford Mustang convertible. Get your tickets today by calling 501-513-5191 or visit dazzledays.com, benefiting Conway Regional Health Foundation.
All right, 22 seconds left, and let's have a quick football math conversation. Up by 11, 2-score game, touchdown, 2-point conversion, field goal. 2 possessions you could score. An extra point makes it 12, which there's no combination.
I know.
That isn't a third possession needed. So very interesting call there to go for 2 instead of just the extra point when you've got a kicker who's made 60 in a row.
I was surprised by it too, not really sure what the thought process was, but I think you're just confident though in your offense tonight, and you think you're going to be able to put more points on the board.
Jaden Jackson takes it at the goal line. He is slowed down by Cole Hoover. He is finished off by Cole Hoover.
If at first you don't succeed.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Bentonville West. Correct that, 61 consecutive field goal or extra points made.
Jake Fitzgerald checking in on Twitter. This game is stressing me out. I'm right there with you, Jake. I've been stressed all week.
You've kind of been stressed for a few weeks, actually.
I mean,
playoffs do it to you.
Playoffs. I'm worried. Not concerned, worried.
14 seconds to play in the third quarter. Conway is up by 11, trying to make it back to Thanksgiving week football for the first time in a few years. Pressure on Jarrett. Passes! Oh, Matt Lloyd. Oh, Matt Lloyd had the ball in his hands and would have high-stepped into the end zone.
That would have been so big.
But they've made some defensive adjustments on that quick little slant we've been seeing in the third quarter.
True, yeah, great call out there. I mean, they had so much success with that in the third quarter, and Matt Lloyd almost snuffed it out completely.
7 seconds to play in the third. Jarrett takes the snap, slings it downfield, out of bounds. 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. And it's an 11-point game. The Wampus Cats are on top, what will most likely be the final play of the third quarter. And it is 3rd down and 10. They call that the money down on the Conway defensive side. Will Jarrett, over 3,000 yards passing in the regular season. Their quarterback for Bentonville West. Jarrett stands in the pocket. Pressured, he will run. Fusilier tries to get him, and he can't. Will Kennedy makes the stop. Flag is thrown after the play.
Should have been a flag earlier in the play.
It's going to be a sideline warning against the Wampus Cats.
They were clamoring for a hold.
That's the end of the third quarter, and I do believe we'll have to check and see if it was a first down when we get back. All right, 12 minutes to play. The first second-round game of the season in the state tonight is right here in front of you. We got a quarter left. Cats up by 11. 60 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
All right, the run by Will Jarrett at the end of the third quarter was enough for a first down. So it's 1st and 10. Jackson Freeman unloads on Will Jarrett. Nobody between Jackson Freeman and Will Jarrett. He did not miss the chance. Watch this. I know Jackson's got some family watching tonight. Big play there. 11 and a half minutes to go. We will watch the clock closely. Cats leading by 11. 2nd down and 15. Jarrett pressured. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. Pass was looking for Jaden Jackson. It'll be 3rd down and 15. Very close to being a backwards pass. Lateral that would have been a fumble, but it was not. Incomplete is what they call it. 3rd down and 15. Clock's running. It should not be running. That's a break for the Cats. Jarrett stands up and throws over the middle.
Oh, wow.
Jackson Freeman had his 4th interception on the season on his fingertips.
Roman Aaron.
That was Roman Aaron, correction.
But still.
Well, he had his 2nd interception
yeah,
on his
right?
hands.
Huge, though. Huge for Roman Aaron. Would have loved the interception, but a deflection.
Hey.
I'll take it.
It's 4th down and 15. The Cats defense gets off the field again. More importantly, sends Bentonville West's offense off the field again. So the Cats are going to get it back here with 10 and a half to go in the ball game. Good catch made on the punt. That was in some traffic, and that was Jackson Freeman that time. All right, the Wampus Cats have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. What's at stake? Chance to practice football the week of Thanksgiving, and that's what every kid wants to do when they start suiting it up in the summer, playing 7-on-7. You know, if you're playing, practicing the week of Thanksgiving, then you are one game away from War Memorial Stadium. We've been doing Wampus Cat football here at Conway Corp since 2001. This is our 17th season. The Cats have played the week of Thanksgiving twice in the years that we've done these games. 10 and a half minutes away from making plans for Black Friday. Hand off to Michael George. George, the leading rusher in 7A this year. Gets 3 yards. More importantly, keeps the clock rolling. Nick Whitlatch, talented sophomore, makes the stop for Brian Pratt's Bentonville West squad.
this could be a death blow possession for this Conway Wampus Cat offense if they can find a way to get in the end zone again.
Play clock down to 10. Second down and 7. The game clock under 10 minutes now. Rhea looking for Joe Thomas into triple coverage. And it's picked off. Nick Whitlatch, that sophomore we just talked about. Rhea threw it, looking for Joe Thomas. Whitlatch stepped in front of it. Defense back on the field.
Yeah, great defensive play from Bentonville West. Got to give them credit there. I'm not sure, why we don't just hand off there, but
yeah, you would think just continue to run the ball. You're having success. More importantly, the clock continues to run. You've got a 2-possession lead. Don't give up extra possessions. Jonas Higson gets the carry. One of the few runs they've had tonight.
It is what it is. This Conway defense is going to have to come up big again.
That's right. Smallwood, their main running back, injured earlier in the game. He has not been back. Jackson in motion. Handoff on the jet sweep to Jaden Jackson. You talked about how effortless he is when he runs. What was not effortless was the hit he just took at the 40-yard line by Matt Lloyd. Moved the chains. Jaden Jackson will remember number 5. And the clock operator not doing them any favors. Clock's still running, even after the first down. Jonas Higson, the ball is loose. He got it back somehow.
How? My goodness,
wow.
I don't know how he came down with that.
Big sophomore, 6'2", 205-pounder. Ball was hung up on his hip, and he was able to fall on it. Clock stops with 8:52 to go. Handoff, Higson again. Interesting play calling on both sides here. They're moving the ball, running the ball.
Yeah,
Friedel makes the stop.
Not what you would expect from them, 2 scores down.
8.5 to play. It's second down and 9. We are in the stands. Our cameras are, so as your screen starts to shake, as we reminded you in the first half, it is not you, it is us. Whistle. Looks like a false start going to be called on the Wolverines.
Conway's going to change up their defensive front.
If you're not familiar with the story about Bentonville West, they are a new school. Bentonville High split a couple of years ago. West will have their own stadium next year. Last year they went 3-8 with only juniors and sophomores. They had no seniors on their roster at all a year ago. They have a few this year, but their primary ball players that are the ones who have made the biggest difference are some of those underclassmen. So this West team will be good again next year. 8 minutes to play in the game. Cats up by 11. It's 2nd and 14. Jarrett throws. Complete to Jaden Jackson. Brought down inside the 5-yard line. Roman Aaron tracks him down. That was certainly what we had expected to see from him, and he comes up hobbling a little bit.
Yeah, that's the first time he's really had a chance to break out. They find him over the middle and give him the ball with a lot of room to run. Yeah, and you're right, he's hobbling over there.
Taken down at the 10-yard line. It's first down. Higson up the middle to the 8-yard line, and they left Jaden Jackson in, and I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in or not.
Yeah, he's like he's calling to get out, but no receivers coming in to take his place, which if you're Conway is a good thing. Mostly a decoy over there, I guess.
That is really surprising. Yeah, he is actively looking to come off the field, but he has not done so yet. Quarterback keep, that's Jarrett. That draw play right up the middle to the 2. And it will be 3rd down and goal.
He's still calling to come out. They are not sending. Now they're trying to get someone in now.
That is 3 plays with your star player asking to come off the field. And he's being ignored. I mean, he could barely get off the sideline over there.
It's the quarterfinals. He's not making it up.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a really good point. All right, under 7 minutes to play. It's 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Jarrett will throw. Pressured. Got him! Jordan Dobie. His 2nd sack on the year, and by far the biggest. It is 4th down from the 15-yard line. Huge play. Dobie got past Brandon Beasley, the left guard, and a timeout on the field. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, my name is Ashley Mann, and I would like for you to join me on my show, Breathe Yoga, on Channel 5. Each episode will consist of a 30-minute yoga practice that will help you along your yoga journey, whether you are new to yoga or an advanced practitioner. So if you've always wanted to try yoga but didn't know where to begin, join me on Breathe Yoga, only on Channel 5.
So Jordan Dobie's sack causing Brian Pratt, the head coach of Bentonville West, to change up his plans a little bit. Now they'll have to go for a field goal, a 31-yard attempt straight on for Blake McDoulet, the 5'6", 110-pound junior. High snap. McDoulet's kick gets inside the left upright, and it's an 8-point game. 6 minutes and 25 seconds to play. Check that, 6:20 to play. And it is 41-33. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
6 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the ball game. We're in the state quarterfinals. Conway, 41-33.
Got a new nickname suggestion for the defense as a whole.
Oh, okay.
From Brandon Givens. How about the Nightmare Crew?
Nice. We haven't given like the whole defensive crew. The Nightmare Crew. I don't mind that.
This is it, Jeff. This is a huge possession. And Conway's, they're just assuming that they might go for the onside kick here instead of kicking it deep. They bring up.
This is their 3rd different place kicker. Brennan Clark is the only Wampus Cat deep.
It looks like they are going to.
Good high bounce. Will Kennedy goes up and pulls it down, and the Cats have it 1st and 10 at midfield.
I think that's a mistake by Bentonville West. There's 6:20 left to go. I mean, they do only have one timeout, so I get that that's an issue there. But kick it deep. Yeah. Make Conway earn this thing. And now Conway with a short field, all they really need is 3 more points to make it a two-possession game. But this is it. I mean, this is it for Conway. If you can finish off this possession with points, you're probably playing on Black Friday.
Michael George inside the 30-yard line. That'll put him over 200. Way over 200 now.
And Jeff, I meant to call this out earlier. He only needed 219 yards coming into the game to get over 2,000 yards rushing.
So he's well over that.
He's well over that, yeah. He's 246, so he's over 2,000 yards rushing on the season is Michael George.
246-yard night for Michael George, the best running back in 7A football this year.
On 34 carries, man, what a night. But, hey, he's well rested.
Under 6 minutes to go. George kicks it out. Punishing blows on the linebackers that try to stop him.
Bentonville West trying to bait these Conway offensive linemen.
Yep.
And you see See the other Wampus Cats pulling them back. Hey, don't fall for it.
Yep, not
this
now.
is too important.
5.5 to go. The Cats are up 8.
Michael George is the king. Jake Fitzgerald.
Agreed.
Oh, no doubt.
What a night. What a season he's had. And we are 5 minutes away from it continuing. 41-33. Michael George. Inside the 20-yard line, move the chains. That's another Conway Regional Health System first down. And this drive will continue. The Cats with a chance. Clock will run. They put the ball set. Under 5 minutes to play in the state quarterfinal matchup. Conway on the road against Bentonville West. West won their first 9 games of the year, lost to Bentonville High School 2 weeks ago on this field, which forced them to have to play tonight and forced them to have to play a Conway squad that's playing some great football. Michael George to the 5.
If that run right there doesn't exemplify who Michael George has been all season, I don't know what else could. Just such a strong, powerful finish there. Takes so much to get him down on the ground. Watch this replay. Closes off there, gets the stiff arm, and then just keeps pumping those legs, picks up 2, maybe 3 extra yards.
And he has deflected all of the attention this year right back to that offensive line, and those 5 guys have done a great job across the front. Nate Turner, Lance Rogers, L.J. Hansberry, Keandre Clay, Thomas Cloyd to the 5-yard line. Andrew Rhea, it'll be second down.
I don't know if you could hear that on the crowd mic, but someone yelled, "Give it to Michael." I agree. Just keep giving it to him.
Under 4 minutes to play. State quarterfinals. Play clock at 20. Cats have all 3 timeouts. The Wolverines down to 1. And the Wampus Cats ball at the 6-yard line. Rhea awaits the snap from L.J. Hansberry. Handed the ball off to Michael George. Brought down at the 4-yard line. We've seen a number of runs like that this year where you thought he was down and he knew that his knee was never on the ground, so he ran out of it. Cats won't have to snap it until the clock is under 3 minutes.
Third down here, this offensive line, this is your everything play right here. This is your entire season.
Yes.
In one snap.
Not one for hyperbole, are you?
I can't help it. I'm stressed to the max right now, Jeff.
I know. At least you're cozy. All right, under 3 minutes to play. Third down and 4. Rhea will run. Andrew Rhea! The ball comes loose, but well after he crossed the goal line, the Wampus Cats are leading 47-33 with 2:49 to play in the state quarterfinals. On the road against Bentonville West. Here comes Jordan Wicks to attempt the extra point.
And you know what I love about that play there, Jeff? Andrew Rhea, a chance to seal this game, coming back from injury after, getting hurt early last season, coming back for his senior year and closing out a spectacular run tonight for this Conway offense.
Extra point is good. 2:49 to play, and the Cats are up 48-33 over Bentonville West. 30 seconds, and we are back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Fitness is about so much more than exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center is your source for comprehensive medical-based health and fitness programs. Dedicated to improving the wellness of those within our community, we offer something for everyone in the family. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center, over 20 years of health and wellness in our community.
Jordan Wicks to kick off. Stats was showing me, the stats. Scott Taylor is our statistician, has been for a number of years. And he was just showing me the night that Michael George has had.
Incredible.
270 yards Peyton who? We received that message in on social media.
Well, I don't know about that, but.
All right. Wampus Cats have got to finish it off now. 2:45 to go. West is going to have the football. This is a Bentonville West squad that can put points on the board in a hurry.
And if you're this Conway defense, don't let up. You know, do what you've been doing all night. Do what's been successful for you. Keep bringing that pressure. Get that sack Friedel going.
He's out there along with Corlin McKinney. Jordan Doby had a huge sack on the last series. 2:44 to go. Quarterfinal matchup for the Wampus Cats against Bentonville West. Zach Friedel makes the stop at the 20. Such surprising calls offensively. Casey Dix, the offensive coordinator, you have got your second team running back in.
The challenge, though, you'll notice who's missing from the field right now.
Is Jaden Jackson, number 1.
But they still have other great receivers.
Yeah, Prince has got great hands.
Flag in the secondary.
Personal foul called against Michael Toney, the offensive lineman, the right tackle for Bentonville West. 2:33 to play, and they'll lose 15 yards. Ball will be placed at the the 11-yard line. .233 to go. They've got to get out to about the 35 for a first down. Yeah, Jaden Jackson is not on the field. Pass is incomplete. It's 3rd down and 25. And if you're just joining us and you're wondering why we're making such a big deal about Jaden Jackson, he is a junior wide receiver who has got 6 Division I offers in his pocket. Indiana, Missouri, Memphis, Arizona State, Tulsa, and Arkansas have all offered number 1 for Bentonville West. He's visited OU. He's got a visit. We're trying to get him to Notre Dame to go visit the Fighting Irish. They haven't been able to work that one out yet, but he is a legit big-time Division I prospect, and he has been shut down and was injured earlier and is not able to be on the field now at a critical time for Bentonville West. All kinds of time to throw for Jarrett, and it's caught. Unbelievable. Jackson Prince is going to be caught from behind by Will Kennedy. That happened right in front of us. A remarkable throw and catch. That is the second time tonight that Will Jarrett has found time. He's gotten loose and thrown a ball deep downfield. Jackson Prince with a huge catch.
Definitely frustrating for this Conway defense, but great job there by Will Kennedy. You know, recovering, chasing him down, keeping him from the end zone.
Jarrett stands in the pocket, now will run.
Hold.
Flag, and it will most likely be a hold. It is. Jarrett slides down at the 7-yard line, but they will back them up. The clock has moved below 2 minutes. 1:54 to play. Conway up 48-33. It was on this field the last time the Wampus Cats played on Black Friday, correct?
Yeah.
It was
Bentonville
here against Bentonville
semifinal.
High. Before that, you got to go all the way back to Peyton Hillis' senior year against West Memphis. A game over there that the Cats lost on a controversial call at the end. And the Wampus Cats are less than 2 minutes away from getting a chance to play on Black Friday. And the game will be in Central Arkansas, regardless of the outcome of tomorrow night's Northside and North Little Rock game. North Little Rock wins, it's in North Little Rock. If Northside wins, Conway would host. Jarrett in the pocket. Little swing pass out to Higson. Blake Walter will bring him down at the 13-yard line. It will be 3rd down. Correction, 2nd down. A little ahead of myself there. 1:20 to go. 15-point lead for the Cats. Jarrett, complete. Third touchdown of the second half for Stefan Benda. And with a minute 13 to go, it is 48-39. An extra point away from making it a one-possession game. How big was that Will Jarrett scramble and pass that went through the hands of what seemed like so many Wampus Cats? And Jackson Prince able to make the catch. 9-point game. Eight-point game. A minute 13 to play. The Wampus Cats are going to have to come up with an onside kick again. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, I'm Robin Dyer and welcome to Burn. It's time to work out. This workout is going to be quick, something you can do at home for your busy lifestyle. Give me about half an hour and I'm going to help you find your breathless edge. This is the workout that's going to be suited just for you. So come join me and let's get fit together.
All right, a minute 13 to play. 1:13 to go. Conway is leading 48-40 over Bentonville West. Bentonville West will attempt the onside kick. Blake McDoulet, who is their place kicker on point afters and field goals, but is the third different kicker that they have used on kickoffs tonight, will attempt the onside kick again. The last one was caught by Will Kennedy. Huge hit, and it's covered by Giovanni Johnson. Whew. The hands team was out there, and that ball was loose, and there was a big hit between players on both sides, but it was covered. Covered up by Giovanni Johnson.
I'm trying to figure out the math here, Jeff. They've got one timeout.
48-40 with a minute and 3 to go. They will be able to stop the clock once. Will Bentonville West.
But if we get a first down,
it's over.
It's over. Give it to Michael.
The offense. You're crying out from the Wampus Cat Nation. Just give it to Michael.
Give it to Michael.
63 seconds to go in the state quarterfinal. Michael George will get to the 45-yard line. It's second down and short. Onyebuke on the stop. And Bentonville West will use their last timeout. So 50 seconds to go. That's it. Second down and a yard for the Wampus Cats. We're going to keep it here. Remind you once again what's at stake. The state semifinals are what's at stake for these Wampus Cats. The winner tonight knows that they are playing on Black Friday. And again, the Wampus Cats, they can hold on here these last 50 seconds. All eyes tomorrow night on North Little Rock and Northside. A Northside upset puts next week's game in Conway. A North Little Rock victory puts next week's game at North Little Rock. Wherever the game is played on Black Friday night, we got word today that we will be broadcasting next Friday night's game live, even if it is at home against Northside. If you're going to be on the road for Thanksgiving, we will have the broadcast of the Conway semifinal game for you live next Friday night. And the Wampus Cats have done the math, and the math works in their favor. They will take a knee, and the clock is going to run out, and the Wampus Cats are playing the week of Thanksgiving. Thomas Cloyd gets helped up, and how about these Cats coming up to Northwest Arkansas for the second time this year, Levi, and getting a win over Bentonville. Bentonville High and now Bentonville West.
And, you know, in a place where they haven't had much success in the Clint Ashcraft era. But, man, two huge wins in one season for this team. This special team that they've got here this year.
This group is going to get ready and play on Black Friday. The clock is going to run out. Your final score, Conway 48, Bentonville West 40. The Cats move on to the state semifinals. 60 seconds and we are back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
If something goes wrong with your heart, you can trust Conway Regional. Our cardiac specialists help save lives by having some of the state's fastest response times. We offer complete care, including a cath lab team, cardiac rehab experts. And if you need surgery, you'll go down the hallway, not the highway, to Conway's only heart surgery team. Complete cardiac care, completely in Conway. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Prevent break-ins with Conway Corp Home Security. Arm windows and doors with sensors plus motion detectors throughout the house. All monitored 24/7. See inside and out with live video feed and control it all with your all-in-one touchscreen panel or from your mobile device. We make it easy to protect what matters. Security for you, powered by us.
The Conway Wampus Cats have knocked off the Bentonville West Wolverines. Final score 48-40. The Cats move on. They will play in the state semifinals next week, next Friday, against either North Little Rock or Fort Smith Northside. And once again, I want to remind you, something we just announced a few moments ago, we will have the broadcast of next week's game live, regardless if it's at home or on the road. And if you followed us over the past few years, you know that we normally don't stream the home game. So
right,
if it is a home game and you're going to be in
you're traveling
Sheboygan celebrating Thanksgiving, you can watch the game live. We'll have it for you next week. All right, Levi, let's wrap this one up. Final score 48-40.
I mean, Michael George, what can you say? 39 carries, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, the rest of the week off. So big for him. This offensive line, amazing job tonight. Andrew Rhea, 15 of 25, 182 yards and a score. And can't believe it. All credit goes to this secondary.
Yes.
I mean, the way that they shut down this amazing passing offense from Bentonville West. I mean, more than 3,100 yards coming into this game, and they neutralized them when it mattered the most. And then Michael George carried the team on his back.
It's a special group of Wampus Cats, and we are thrilled that we have got at least one more game to cover next week. It'll be a rematch against somebody. It'll either be against North Little Rock or Fort Smith Northside. A team from the 7A Central is going to play for the state championship in 2 weeks, and it could be your Wampus Cats. It's a thrilling time.
I know.
Thrilling time. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. It's really cold, and so we're going to do that. 48-40 again is the final score. Again, we will have the broadcast for you live next week. 6:45, 6:50 is when we'll be on the air next Friday. Kickoff at 7. We don't know who, we don't know where. We just know that Conway is going to be on the field, and we'll have the broadcast for you live. Congratulations to Coach Ashcraft. The work's not done. The work is not done. We are going to be getting our crew ready. We'll be there Friday night along with Coach and his guys. For Stats and for Levi, I'm Jeff, our entire Channel 5 crew. Great job, y'all. We appreciate you watching. Good night from Bentonville. The Wampus Cats got the win and move on to the state semifinals.